Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join me on today's edition of the Blue Morning Show, where we will be previewing the match, the home Chelsea's home game in the Premier League versus Crystal Palace tomorrow. And also, it's a Blue Morning Show, but specifically, that's what we're going to be doing today. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. I enjoyed myself. It took, I think, 2 days break. Or it's just a day break. But yeah, because it happens on the Monday, I guess you could say it's 2 days break. But more importantly, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. This is the Christmas Eve. Hopefully, we'll all see 2024 in good health. Before we continue, just once more, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, once again, big up to all of you. I do hope you're all doing well. I do appreciate you finding the time to join me on the show this particular morning. And let me say hello to the people in the chat before we get started. We will try to run off as soon as possible, and that is because we are a lot of games will be played. Okay, I think one of them starts in a few minutes. Actually, 4 or 1 times. I can't quite remember. Let me check here. One of them starts. Okay. Oh, the first game today starts at 7, so we're good. Yeah. So let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We have who's the first person in the house? Maya former saying, please start Nkunku and Mudryk. I think both will start tomorrow. I know I'd be interested to hear the sort of excuses, excuse the manager will give if he doesn't start playing Nkunku from the start. Don't risk Lavia. He's just came back from injury. I think probably ready. But maybe I think he should play today. And let's see what tomorrow, so to speak. Let's see what the manager does. I'm not going to complain, but I just want him to win a game. Jackson, Raheem Sterling, and Broya, they lose to Wolves. I'm not sure what you want us to do with them. Sherry Shagari, Sherry Shagari, yeah, okay. And more importantly, what do you want the manager to do with them? And DJ is in the house. DJ Service, one of the OGs here, as you can see. His icon is golden. There are stages. One is silver, one is pure white for new members here. It says, good morning, Coachella. Good morning, my bro. And the chat compliments of the season. Hope everyone had a nice Christmas. Anyways, who does not celebrate Christmas? Happy holidays to you. One of my Christmas wishes yesterday. Okay. I appreciate you joining the show, brother. I hope you're doing well. Big up, Coach Dave 031. Big up to you too. I appreciate you finding time to join the show. I hope you're doing well. A morning, all compliments of the season to my bro, Adebayo Mark. Nice to see you, brother. Much love to you. I hope this is working. Okay, looks like I still have to connect. Give me a second there. I wanted to say hello to you. I guess I'll redo it again. But that's by the way. Let's keep going here. We have 3 points apiece on Wednesday when we play Palace. You could argue they are one of our enemies now, given the fact we wanted Elisa, and at one point they complained that we were tapping Elisa up, and they wanted to report us to what I can't forget what body they wanted to report us to. But that's by the way, 3 points. I hope we do that. I think we will win that, and that will be the pattern for the entirety of the season. Win 1, 2, then lost 1, 2. It's going to be patchy because kids will always be kids until probably we'll mix it up with experience, or if we have to wait, it will take a while before we'll start winning consistently. Good morning, Coach, and everyone in the chat. I do hope you enjoyed your holiday. I did enjoy my holiday. I was concerned that I was going to be in a bad mood for a while, given that we didn't win our game. Yeah. I think I'm better. That's because I had conversation with family members, took Christmas pictures with my kids and all that. That made a difference. And to those of you who are following us on Instagram, we appreciate you on Twitter, formerly known as X, formerly known as Twitter, and also on Facebook. We appreciate you all, and apologies that we did not get to do the giveaway the other day. I think it was the day after immediately after the game. I probably was furious. Everybody was furious, and I forgot about it. But we do it. We do one more even before New Year's, and then do one on New Year's Eve or on New Year's Day proper. So if you're following the show on Instagram, on X, or maybe Facebook, you'd be better off participating in the show on YouTube. That's because we do giveaway. We want to do a giveaway, and also we do giveaways every month to support our members who are students. So maybe you never know, you get a chance to win at least that $50. But good morning to you too, and Ty is in the house. Ty, nice to see you, season greetings, coach and Chad. I'll take Merry Christmas. But I'll take that too, Ty. I appreciate you finding time to join. You know what to do when I see it. If I have the energy, I'll talk about it. But much love to you. I'm just saying we're not winning tomorrow. You mean that team lacks any iota of discipline and foresight. The coach simply is not in control and has lost the plot. I wouldn't go to the extent of saying the coach has lost the plot. And I'm still saying, even though I think Pochettino has not been perfect, as to say, he's the least of our problems because in that game, the last game against Wolves, we created good enough clear-cut chances. Raheem Sterling did his thing. Amanda Brea did his own. Nicholas Jackson did his own. So had we taken our chances earlier on in the game, I think the outcome, the game could have ended differently, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. That's Jabulani Zumalo says that Chelsea is work in progress. We know that, but I think we should be doing way better than we're doing right now. Hence, these are painful bouts that we are cutting it through shall soon come to pass. I hope so. Chelsea shall rise again. That's a certainty, but the question is how soon. Soon, Chelsea strikers must shoot for goals to win. Let's see if that happens. If you like start Messi and Ronaldo, this team lacks the mere fundamentals. I think I agree. We lack character, and that's a huge problem. A lack of leadership is probably in the defensive area, but in the attacking area, especially Enzo. Actually, even though he doesn't speak English, he leads. He leads by example, and you can say it's unfortunate for us. It was unfortunate for us that he wasn't fit to play. Hopefully, he'll be fit to play tomorrow, but I'm not too sure what's going to happen tomorrow. But that's probably what I understand. I agree. This team lacks a lot. And if we want to go with what we have until it works, it will take a while. But I think that's why we've heard that the club, they're looking to mix the things up in January. Because I think the most glaring issue is we've not been clinical in front of goal. And that's simple, actually. People getting brainwashed with we are work in progress mantra. Arsenal was for well over a decade, and the fundamentals are lacking, and it's so simple. It depends on who you ask, but we're not here to debate what exactly is lacking. But I understand where you're coming from. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join. It looks like we have all the members we have here are all OGs because they all have gold. So I appreciate you all. From my brother, Mark and Jew, much love to you, brother. This is for you. Let's give me 1 second here. Hasn't done that properly. I'll come back to you. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I want to say thank you to all of you who've joined the show on Instagram. I appreciate you all. Afalabari, my friend on Instagram there. Let's see. Okay, let's see if that works now. Thank you so much. Welcome to my bro. Thank you so much for supporting Just Perspective as long as you've done by being more than just a basic supporter, but also a member. So I appreciate you. Let's see what else we have here. Space Inveda 2906. Come on, Chelsea, let's go. I haven't given up on my club. Chelsea is the entity I support, and I am hopeful that things will turn around. When? I don't know. But we'll find out. If they do the right thing in January, things are, chances are we'll start seeing, at least we'll start getting consistent performance from our team, and the rest will be history. I just want to say that I am grateful to have met a person with the brilliance you have, a coach. You don't have to say that, bro. You've been my bro from the time I get to know who you are. That you are kind-hearted, not just on a surface level, but deep down. I appreciate you. I just want to let you know that I appreciate you too, Ty, because you're a nice person. This is really you've impacted my life so much in a positive way, more than you can ever know. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you too. I want to thank you too. You join the panel whenever you have time. You don't get paid for that. That means a lot to me. So I appreciate that so much, my bro. Don't worry, you're my brother, and I see you as my little brother, and that will never change. Chances are some days we'll have disagreement, but that's natural. That's what family do. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Sincerely do appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. 20 likes right now, and we're 17 minutes into the show. It looks like let's see if we can get it to 100 today. We were close the last time. Let's see. We're getting into the match preview immediately. NJC, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the chat. Season's great to see you too. And I'll take season's great as I think Christmas is past or Boxing Day. Let's see. So saying hello to DJ there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's move on to the next start. Let's start addressing that. But first, I want to ask Ty this question. Ty, are you looking forward to this one? And this is the game tomorrow. I'm going to say, given the pattern of how things have been going for us, let's see if we can look at something that tells us that. Recent games. Give me a second here. We should be here. Okay. Current form. Let's look at it. Yep, it's been lost to. I don't know. I want to see the whole team form. So let's do this. Let's go, Chelsea. I don't want something to slow this down.
I'm wondering if you're talking about the same thing that I saw.
Because in terms of pattern, in terms of like win two, lose two, win another two, or maybe
there's
win
a
two,
pattern.
lose one, win another two. I'm not sure. I want to see, but go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, what you just said, there's been a pattern. It's been a case of we lose two and then we win two, and then it's a lose two and then they win two again. So I'm wondering what's going on.
Let me ask you this: why we wait for this to load? Go ahead, Ty.
The thing is with this match, I can't say that I'm really excited. I'm based on the fact that Crystal Palace were performing the way that they were performing in recent weeks. It makes me wonder what's going to change, and there seems to be an issue within the squad. So I'm wondering what type of Chelsea we'll see. But I'll see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to see our fixtures that will help us get a good understanding of the pattern and whether that would be correct. So let's see. Let's look at it together here. Just give me 1 second. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 25 likes. It's looking good. So we won one here. Let's start from here. We lost two, won one, lost one, drew one. Okay, won one, won another one here, then lost one. Then here we drew one against Arsenal, then won this one. So probably one loss every other, maybe every other 4 games or so. So we won this one, drew this one, and lost this one. So maybe we're due for a win. It's not consistent. The pattern isn't that consistent, so it's difficult to say what's happening. But Ty, let me start by asking you this question. You're looking forward to this particular game. What do you think the outcome will be? Let me put you on the spot for lack of a better language there. Let's hear you, Ty.
Oh boy. Crystal Palace have been, I don't know, I wouldn't say turning a corner. I don't think that's the right terminology. but they have been
Mhm.
performing at a different level. They haven't. I don't think they've. I think they drew against Man City,
They've been in
but
poor form, really. And that's when I get concerned.
yeah. Well, they lost against Liverpool. Then they drew with Crystal, not with Man City, and then I think they drew with Brighton. So they themselves are due a win because it's a case of they were supposed to win against Brighton, and then Brighton came back. So that makes it worse for me. And I'm saying that Christmas is gone now, but are we gonna see the charity FC? Are we gonna see gifting? Because it's the same thing that happened against Wolves, where they were due a win and eventually they faced Chelsea and all, and that's what happened. So when it comes on to this game, I have to say that I'm concerned, and with the injuries that we're picking up now and players not being available, it makes me wonder because it became very clear that the depth that we have is not good, and that the squad size may be or appear good, but it's not competent enough, and there needs to be some adjustment period for a lot of players because they're coming back from injury,
Mhm.
or they simply need to get a level of consistency in game time to perform better. So I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm concerned too. One, Charity FC, I can't talk about that enough. But it looks like, given the fact we've won two and lost the three out of 5 games, I would say they got 3 points. We got if no Newcastle was a cup game, so we got three. So you can say pretty much balanced in terms of teams' recent form. But let's see how many goals did they score in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. They scored one here, three, four, and then 5 goals in total. And we scored one here, three. Forget about the penalties; it was one, and then four, and we scored five in total. So we're pretty much the same in terms of form. And they considered how many? They considered one here. Okay, three. They considered four. They considered six. They considered 7 goals. And we conceded here two, four, and yeah, five in total. So chances are we might outscore them. Yep. But let's hear what people in the chat have to say before we start looking at the numbers head to head and everything. Because I want us to round up this one as soon as we can. Because there are some games. What time is it? 7. If the games today start at 7, then we're good. Let me just check quickly. The first game today starts at 7, which is Bournemouth of Fulham. So we're good. We're good. 9:30. Okay, 9:15. And okay, the Leicester City game. I follow their games. But that's fine. Let's hear what people have to say. Merry Christmas from Jamaica. My bro, Jump Out Entertainment. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding time to join. And Fiscani Junior says, I don't think our players feel the pain we feel it when teams lose. Yeah, when we lose, I see lack of hard work in the team. I think if anything, these players they're playing how they know how to play. In my opinion, I think biggest issue in the last game was us not being clinical and the selfishness from Sterling. I don't think people will stop talking about that. And apparently, I've been living under the rock. People dug up the fact that he did that against West Ham United and 2 other games. So it's become an issue, and I'm not sure whether he changes. He has a self-imposed quota of goals he wants to score by the end of the season, and you can argue that has led to him being as selfish as he's been on the pitch. And what annoyed me the most is that we're talking about a player that has had the opportunity to play under Pep Guardiola. And I'm quite sure he wasn't that selfish under Pep Guardiola because Pep drills his team to be to think in this way. Whenever they get to the final third, the person with the ball often looks for the better positioned teammate to ensure that they put away the chance and not be too selfish and then end up not taking the chance. Sorry, not taking the chance. So That really infuriated me. I couldn't believe it, and that's not the first time it's happened. But people had the time to go dig it up and say, look, it's not a new thing. And Rich Moneymaker, nice to see you, Rich Moneymaker. I appreciate you finding time to join the show. Being a coach, and I hope you had a great Christmas. I enjoyed myself. I was concerned I was going to be grouchy all through the day, but I had friends over and we had good conversations, and that helped quite a lot. I took my mind away from it. Friends I had over, they're not into football. Yeah. Let's what else we have. They keep dropping the likes on the stream. These kids have dropped the legacy of Chelsea. Yes, then I don't blame them. I don't blame them. We just lack you say should I say potency, or for lack of a better language, clinicality, if there's anything like that. We don't take our chances. As simple as that. And that was obvious in that game. Had we scored the first of 3 chances we had in the first half when we were on them, chances are, we'd score more in the second half because goals make a difference. And if you concede it also, and vice versa. If you score, it makes a difference. And if you concede, the same thing too. But that's by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Coach, we must assign a Bremer, the president of Juventus, to bolster our backline. Yes, Lavia and Nkunku Mudryk must start the game against Palace tomorrow. I actually forgot that Cole Palmer will be suspended. So let's see what the manager does there. But I think Nkunku probably will play in the 10 role, and we'll still see Jackson again. But I'd rather we see Nani Mydryk and the manager makes an adjustment to accommodate Nani Mydryk. But let's see what happens. It's difficult to tell what happens tomorrow. But nice to see you. And to those of you following the show on Twitter, on X, formerly known as Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook, just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching from wherever you're watching from, you're following the show on, does go a long way. But I urge you to come join the show on YouTube. That's because if you do that, you get a chance to win at least $50 every month if you're a student. And we still owe 2 more giveaways this holiday period. One of them maybe today or tomorrow, but the other one will be on New Year's Eve and or maybe on New Year proper. We missed out the second one that we wanted to do the other day, but probably because we were all not happy on that day. Bremer, we wanted to sign him, but we heard he will have work permit issues due to his papers. I can't quite remember. To beat Crystal Palace, we need to be clinical. To beat any team at all. And clinical is something we've not been. Also, I have heard that Poch is under pressure now after that performance against Wolves. I don't believe that, but it's something that's believable because some people act really judging the manager objectively. Do I think it's been perfect? No. Do I think we can do better than the manager right now? I'd say no. And here's why I've said no to both things. It's because no manager, even those elite managers that you're mentioning, will take this job and guarantee you, they will win you a trophy next year. You'd have to spend nearly another billion or $500 million in the next transfer window for them to say, promise them you do that for them to take the job, if that makes sense. And I'm going to say something that I said on X. The owners that are big believers in stats or numbers or data, if you prefer. And here's the thing. The data show, we've missed the most chances in the Premier League. What does that tell you? It's simple logic. We've not been clinical. We've missed up to 36 chances, more than any other team in the Premier League. Let's see what else we have here. Hi, Eugene. Nice to see you, my bro. I appreciate you finding time to join the show. And here's for you for always supporting the channel. I sincerely do appreciate your support. Once more, before we continue, I want to appeal to those of you who are following the show, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you for one more tiny bitty favor. Which is just to take a second and drop a like for us on the stream. Sincerely, we will appreciate that even more. Let's see what else we have here. Chelsea players are equally angry about the losses that we've that's if we go by their social media posts. Losses that we've experienced lately. Hence, Chelsea shall beat Palace tomorrow by over 2-0. Okay, up the Chelsea. Let's go. The positivity there is good. People are in delusion with Chelsea missing chances. We missed 36 according to Sky Sports. but Liverpool missed 34. They are top on the table. We are 10th. Yeah, but if had we been clinical, we'd be, you could say, better place. You could say better positioned in the table right now, in my opinion. But I get where you're coming from. We need Nkunku to start against Palace and Nani to start to. If Nkunku doesn't start tomorrow, then the manager we need him to answer some questions. And then what's lacking in our team? Character, more importantly, character. And I'm going to say the manager has not been perfect, but this team lacks character, lacks experience. And if we're going by what we have, you're not. I mean, you're not telling yourself the truth if you expect us to be perfect this season. It's as simple as that. Hopefully, they will mix things up like we've heard that they're going to do once we get to the January transfer window. Let's see what else we have. Nani played well against Wolves. He did well. I am in the Poch out waiting room. Adrian Parker, you haven't, okay, you're not on board yet, but you're in the waiting room close to. Rain, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I hope you're doing well. Starling deserved to miss a few games for that 1v1, and yeah, that's not the first time. So maybe he has to test the bench a bit. Test the bench a bit. Have the owners seen our win? Lost data. Potter data was lost, and I think so now as well. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. And the client hits to you, brother. I appreciate you finding time to join the show. Hopefully by now they'd recognize if they want us to start performing immediately, we have to mix things up in January, starting with signing a striker that will put away some of the chances we've missed. That's not saying that would be the sole solution to our problems, because a striker alone means we still have kids, and kids will always be kids. But if we go by the kids alone, it would take a while. That's a small opinion. I'm not saying, and I'm never going to say the manager has been perfect. I've seen some questionable decisions from him, but he is the least of our problems, in my opinion. Hi, Coach. It's not some people, if anything, it's half the fan base is asking Poch sack. I've seen a poll that suggests that may well be the case, but I don't really think it's half the fan base. I think I'll do another poll on X, or maybe on the community tab to see. I don't think he survives the 2-3 more losses, by the way. Let's pray we don't get points deduction. If that happens, we're in serious horse to do. Okay, here saying, hi, Coach, we considered 5 goals from corners, and that's on the manager. Okay, I understand. Let's see. By the way, if we start Nani, Lavia, and Nkunku, we're basically starting a brand new team. And that's going to happen, and it's not happening by design. Restolin is suspended, Palmer suspended, and yeah, so you think about it. Let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. I'm predicting 3-1 Chelsea, and I don't want to hear about the prediction right now. Yes, we have not been clinical. All we have been is surgical, leaving fans in pain after games, and then allowing them to heal naturally. Yeah, I like that one. I do like that one. Honestly. Let's see. Zumalo saying, Coach, what's your view on Sesko in Germany? No, we want something different. We have seen too many similar players, in my opinion, for our front line. And Dadubik, I don't know the other one. The center striker for Ukraine that Mudryk wants asked Chelsea to sign. I don't know him. I'm not going to pretend I do when I don't. We are getting Gyökeres and Diamonde. They will make us a title contenders, you think? But 100 million for Gyökeres, for me, that's an issue. Really. That's an issue. But that's by the way. Let's hear you, Bobby. The question I'm going to ask you quickly after getting this here. Okay, that's a language I cannot read, so I'm not going to actually risk leaving it on the screen because I'm not sure what the person is saying. Did he say something else in English there? Could you share your thoughts? Have you been aware of that? No, I can't share my thoughts on what have I done and what I don't understand. One said, he says, let me see that. Red Shaw, okay, one said, heritage nest proceeded. I'm not sure what that has to do with what we're discussing here. I'm sorry about that. I heard that Poch is sacked. Where did you hear that? I don't believe it. And if you ask me, Poch must at least finish this season by himself, so we can see what he's capable of doing. I think he finishes this season, but I think we'll make a signing, or we'll make at least two signings or up to three signings in January. Lavia deserves a debut against Crystal Palace. Chances are he starts because he's been ready for a while. But I think that's a pattern to how Mauricio Pochettino operates. Maybe he will see a few minutes tomorrow, and then the next game he gets to start. But we'll find out. Bobby, the question I want to ask you is this: are you looking forward to this one before we move on to the match preview proper? But let's hear you, Bobby.
Big up, guys. Merry
Big
Christmas.
up
I
to you
think
too,
the
Bobby. I
second day
hope you're
of
doing well.
Christmas. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. A family-based festive period. Look,
Mm,
I'm just I don't know whether to laugh or whether to what. You know, where we have some vocal fans who are stuck in the mindset of the Drogba, Terry, Lampard era and the expectations that comes with that, and are trying to extrapolate that into a whole new setup. Now, I've said this so many times everywhere I go. This is a entirely new squad, new ownership, new management, new players to boot. Everything is new. Now, the ownership had to revamp the squad from many players that did not even want to be at Chelsea or were holding Chelsea to ransom for exorbitant wage demands. And the ownership had to get rid of them. And they were very successful. They were lucky with the emergence of the Saudi League, but that notwithstanding, you play in the arena you find yourself, and they played it well. They had a fire sale purchase of this club following banishment of the ownership back then by the government due to political reasons. Barely finished, the ink had barely dried on the purchase contract, which had to be hurried so that the club would not meet the cutoff point that would make the club go into administration. And they then found themselves slap bang in the middle of a transfer market they were not prepared for. These people use their financial muscle in this entire purchase because they believe in what they purchased. They've been trying to purchase Chelsea, well, at least one of them has been, for about 4 years before they eventually got to purchase the club because the club wasn't for sale. They felt, and that is testimony to the fact that the sanctions on the former owner were not new. He was sanctioned once not to come into the country, sanctioned a second time that affected the entire club that had nothing to do with the political reasons he was sanctioned. I don't want to particularly get into that right now, but this is part of the story of the journey. Now, these guys, they had to hurriedly buy players in the transfer market. One of the owners, who is not a football person, he did his best. He lavished on certain players that perhaps he himself knows he wouldn't have if he had been equipped with more knowledge. He tried to utilize the then incumbent coach, hoping that he would help him. But of course, he's not somebody that was interested in that. He would rather be spoon-fed the players, and there was a bit of a clash of purpose in that regard. And so they reacted as any owners would do after having made a huge investment and decided that, look, they would need to part ways because he needed somebody that was more into being able to help him or them in selecting players for the squad for the new project. Then there was this issue of FFP, which they had to deal with. And so they decided, okay, we'll go young because young, talented players would not cost so much in wages. Tick. Then they decided to have long contracts so they could amortize something that, because Chelsea did, started to become a swear word, but so that they could amortize the payments to fit in FFP. FFP is the root cause of a lot of this. They are rebuilding a team in an era where they're hamstrung with what they can spend. Not like when Roman Abramovich first came and he could buy anybody and everybody at whatever wage they demanded. These guys cannot do that because of FFP. So they have done the best they could within the remits of FFP. So much so that even after the past ownership had been banished from the club, forced to sell his club, the Chelsea haters are still knives out and wanting the club to face some sort of obscure punishment for something they had nothing to do. And the only thing they did was declare the findings of their audit, which screened the dealings of the previous ownership. Chelsea have nothing to answer. I am sick to the back teeth of fans wanting this club to be penalized for something they had nothing to do with. We are bordering on the illegal. And let me tell you something, should they dare try and put any punishment, dictatorial, sadistic, controlling punishment on this club for declaring the findings of the audit of the commodity they purchased, I will be 100% behind the club of taking the entire Premier League to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. And I hope it will be a landmark ruling that will start to destroy the level of overt control some of these institutions are trying to wield upon clubs to the favor of certain clubs that they want to continue to monopolize and dominate. This is why, as part of me, and I'll say it live on this channel, part of me is really pleased with what happens with the European Super League findings. I'm so happy that what the Premier League clubs did was deemed illegal. It is illegal to restrict trade
But
for us here.
coming back to the topic, are you looking forward to this one? And I understand your frustration.
I,
I'm like that
I,
too.
I have to land, coach. You know me because it's not quite that simple an answer. You know, I can't say I'm not. I can't say I am. And I'm trying to give the reasons for that
Go
because
ahead.
I'm
Okay, go ahead.
expecting. Okay, I'll cut it really, really short and skip a lot of what I'm saying because a lot of what I'm saying is going into various areas that I'm sure you wouldn't want to deal with right now. So, sticking to topic, I'll say this. We are a new team. We are a developing team. We are a team that the progress of the project has been seriously undermined by injuries. We have had a mammoth number of injuries. I don't even want to talk about the seasons before this when the team wasn't ready. Let's just talk about this season. Our two captains, our captain and vice captain, out. One came back limping, almost fit, not really fit. Now he's out again. The other is nowhere to be seen. We have lost our key striker in the form of Nkunku for he wasn't even there at the beginning of the season. One of our only till now, what Christmas? Christmas Eve was his first game in the Premier League, and even then he had to come off the bench because he's not quite fit. Not to mention fine form. We haven't seen Lavia that we've purchased. We haven't seen Carney Chukwemeka since the beginning of I think the second or third game of the season. Not to mention other players that could have played a part, like your likes of Chalobah, Wesley, Fafana. So many things. Even our last game, we were without two of our major midfield purchases in the form of Caicedo and Enzo. What are these guys expecting, really? What are they expecting? We're looking for miracles that can't exist. We have to go through the process. We have to go through the ups and downs. I'm so glad somebody posted here that look, our next strike partner is like a new force will be like an entirely new strike force. If Nkunku is fit enough, and he's not, which but he's going to have to, then please God let him not have a recurring an injury setback. He will have to start because we don't have Palmer and Sterling. And Noni, who is very young and inconsistent, yes, he came on and did well against Wolves. Will he be able to start and do well against Palace? That's left to be seen. And then, of course, there's Mudryk, another young, inconsistent player. Having all three as strikers is an entirely new strike force. This is where we are. And people, before this, I'm so glad somebody also mentioned something about the squad size. Oh, the Chelsea squad is too big. We got on that old chestnut to attack the club. The Chelsea squad, yeah, there were certain players that maybe shouldn't have been there, but Chelsea needs a big squad. Whether we're in Europe or not, these injuries has shown exactly that. Now we're languishing, we're struggling. We've got more injuries, and now we're almost digging the bottom of the barrel. In fact, we are at the bottom of the barrel for a strike force. We've got 18-year-olds from the youth system on the bench against Wolves. Did you notice that? Fortunately, at the moment, Pochettino hasn't played them, and he knows that probably against Palace he's going to have to play them. So, in a nutshell, to round off, am I looking forward to this game? Well, as I have been since the beginning of the season, I'm in hope, not in confidence. I'm in hope because I love Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan. I always hope that we, as Chelsea, we have this way of doing the possible out of the impossible. We remember the battle of the Allianz Arena where we walked off with the European Cup from the backyard of the mighty Bayern Munich. We're Chelsea. This is what we do. We pull the rabbit out of the hat. So I hang on to that and I go from game to game, hoping that we can keep pulling the rabbit of the hat out of the hat. If I'm practical, well, Palace is stronger than us. They're more stable. They're a more rehearsed team. They are physical. They're all these things. And it's going to be difficult. But we still remain Chelsea Football Club. There is something in a name, and that can never be taken away from us. So we go with hope and prayer that we can pull the impossible out of the hat. I'll drop.
All right, thank you so much, Bobby. And Jump On Entertainment just joined us on Instagram. He's saying, I wonder if people are blind to those obvious facts sometimes. And CFC OG, also my friend here, who also has a YouTube channel, joined us. That's a big up from Insta. I appreciate you joining there. And we have Tom Hendel. Tom Hendel says, loving the stream, mate. I appreciate you saying that. And to all of you that are following the show on Instagram, just know that we appreciate you. But I'm going to say this, I've said it before, you'd be better off joining us on YouTube. That's because we do monthly giveaways for our members who are students, and you get a chance to win at least $50. And for the Christmas, like I said, for the holidays, we have 2 more giveaways to do. I don't know whether we do one today and then one on the eve of 2024, or maybe on New Year's Day proper. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream. Poch needs to be sacked. Said more nice to see you. It's been a minute. I hope you've been good. He hasn't improved any player apart from Gallagher, and Badiashile is regressing. So is Enzo. And to say that if Poch cannot improve the players, more players, he needs to go. Wow. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's a signing at Diamonde and Gyökeres at a reasonable price.
I wonder which players he has had to improve. They've all been injured. Badiashile is coming back from injury. This is the point I'm making. These guys, it's like they're so short-sighted. They can't think beyond a certain spectrum. Look at the whole big picture. We are a side that has struggled with far too many injuries upon our newness and our youth and our inexperience and our lack of integration. I don't think it's fair to start pinning all this down on Pot. It's a multiplicity of reasons. And once we are through this season, integrating, getting people back, I think we will do better. I really do.
All right. Thank you, Bobby, once again. Let me try and catch up with what we have in the chat here. Yes, to us signing Diamonde and Gyökeres at reasonable prices. Yep, we don't have to overpay for players. for our rebuild project. I think those players are good, but I have an issue with paying 100 million euros of Gyökeres. Coach, I am searching for you. Yeah, we've addressed that. I think I've seen you there too. So you found me clearly turned us into a mid-table club with a mid-table mindset. That's not how I see it, but you have every right to see it like that. Which department you think we should? But let's start from a striker. The other one, you can say for me, secondary, in my opinion. Let's see. Hi, Bobby. It's glad to hear you, and I have a lot of respect for you. Poch must start getting you look at down in Poch. You say got to start to get the players organized better with set piece. I think we should see difference in terms of defending set piece and making the most of set piece when it's all in our favor. Let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Bobby, just give me a minute, please. Just 1 second.
I'm just saying that was an excellent point. That was, you see, that's how to put a point across. Excellent.
Yeah, it's a good point. It makes sense because we've not capitalized on set piece opportunities we've had, and we'll also do concede from set piece all the time. And Nightbot is go digging again. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Coach. Should Chelsea resign Solanke to bolster our front line instead? Chelsea is rising up. I dare say this review project is real. Heston, Solanke, no, I don't think it's good enough. Though some people who are calling for Chelsea to sign him, not even recall, don't use the term recall, he's no longer our player. He's a former player. If we sign him back now and end up you can say forfeiting the pursuit of Osimhen, Gyökeres, or maybe Ivan Toney, those people will be the ones to lead the charge against the ownership or ask us saying, what were you thinking? He's not anything close to what we want at Chelsea. This round, we're all entitled to our opinions. So since the start of the season, many have said that Jackson and Broya are enough. I think it did take me 5 games to learn that Jackson alone would not suffice. And if you knew his history, you'd know that he was never a striker. Played half a season. I don't even know if it was half a season as a striker when Villarreal had an issue. But nice to see you, Santiago Mono, my assistant. This is just me. I appreciate you. Yeah, we signed the proper players. Let's see what else we have here. Keep driving the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. If we signed proper players, we wouldn't have to worry about getting okay, injured. If that's how, what do you think? Morning to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Greetings. I agree. We Chelsea need more soccer players. That's Siaka, South Africa. So yeah, we had have baseball players. But nice to see you, Siaka. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. How can you improve injured players? Let's see what else we have. Yeah, it's almost saying let's see if all players have been put all the time. Let's see it pour all the time. Poch is not the problem of the board. Poch has his issues, but he's not the sole. He's not the only. He's the least of our problems. But that's my opinion. That's how I see it. We need to sign players that can put away chances. I'm not just saying sign a single player. If all are from, let's say, just sign a striker. Sign Osimhen for me over Osimhen over Gyökeres for me, in my opinion, because he's done it for a long while now, not just a single season. So you're guaranteed that, yeah, it may take a while for him to come good, but once he's set, he's set. My problem with some Chelsea fans is that are still living in a Roman era, even before Roman left the team. Already going down. We've started having some issues at the time under Thomas Tuchel. The problem is just the quality of the players we have, but the manager is tactically inept. That's West Boy CFC. Nice to see you, Mr. West Boy. Thank you for finding the time to join us. Let's see what else we have here. Why spend so much money on another unknown striker entity? It's just all nonsense at this point. You could argue what we've heard is this, we're looking at Gyökeres. There's no way to confirm if that's in fact the case, but we will find out. If Osimhen has one 12 million pounds buyout clause and Gyökeres has 87 million pounds buyout clause, I'd go for Osimhen. It's in my opinion, even though I have my concerns, which has led to me arguing on occasions why I think the club should look beyond Osimhen. They need to get the players Poch wants and not that and not what they want, not what they want for us because they don't know much. Winning ways, I prefer with Stalin and get Leon Bailey. I take Bailey over Stalin in my opinion. Yeah. What's our prediction for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace? We get to that. Chirag Naidu, be patient. My advice would be okay, telling somebody, leave all the Chelsea fans at their stance. Yeah, you have your opinion. Everyone else has their respective opinions. Everyone has their own mind. You should be you should be having a problem. Okay, I think something mistake there. We are lucky that we have people that are ready to spend. More importantly, yeah, but you could argue they've made some mistakes, and I think that they will take corrective measures, and we will come good. And I will always tell you, these guys didn't become billionaires by being stupid. I would draw a win for us as current situation stands. Okay, let's see what happens there. Yes, it's the coach. It's the coach's fault. These young players need improvement plus time. Wow. Okay, Chelsea needs, and that's Joshua Dan. Nice to see you, bro. I see you also joined on Instagram, and don't worry. Once Western Union re-verifies my account with my new address, because I haven't used that for a while. Once SendWave came out, that's what my preferred app whenever I want to send money to Nigeria. But yeah, we'll deal with that. I think probably today, hopefully. Double up. We need to win. Game. Our defense is too soft. Just give me 1 second. 1 second here. I want to tackle something quickly. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? One second there. All right, there you go. Let's see what happens here. It's saying I am tired of Stalin week in, week out. That decision, I just don't want to talk about it. I do agree with Bobby with some things. A lot of fans are seeing other managers are starting to get a tune out of their players. It is Poch. It is Poch that isn't getting a defensive right hand. Okay, the board. Okay, I'm not sure. I think that's a bit jumbled up there. Henceforth, Jackson must not be on the pitch again. Chances are he'd still be on the pitch, but we'll find out. And starting with Broya, they can now finish week. You could have won Sunday if Mudryk and Nkunku started and had those names you mentioned finish the chances. And minus, he's saying Poch out. Minus, nice to see you. More importantly, and if this is your first time here, please be sure to be dropping the likes on the stream. We want to get to 100 likes as soon as possible. We have 46 likes and we are 58 minutes into the show, so that's not bad. Nkunku should start the next game. I think he will help the team in terms of scoring. Let's see. Alex to blame, but Poch must go to. That's a Camden Council victim. Are you from Camden County, New Jersey? Let's hear you. We started out. You see, it depends on who you ask. People point to different situations as the issues. And we may not be in the Roman era, but we should be doing way better than we are at the moment, even with the process. Bottom half for 2 seasons now. Yeah, that's concerning. I agree we should be doing way better. But if you look at the situation and you're objective enough, you'd come up with solid reasons why things are the way they are. Yeah, but that makes sense. Yeah, that shouldn't be. We shouldn't accept mediocrity. His skill in Chelsea. You think that's why I said the response you get depends on who you ask. What Chelsea's issue is. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. If Nkunku and Mydryk started on Sunday, we would have won. And that's in the matter forward. Let's say that cannot blame Poch when the squad wasn't chosen by him. That's another way, and I don't buy that aspect because before he signed on to become our manager, he knew the direction the owners are going, and he accepted the job and probably promised to deliver. And with all these injuries again, yeah, that I agree. With the injuries we've had, the injuries hasn't helped. I don't think it's been perfect, but I don't think he's the sole reason why we're struggling. I prefer living in present and don't have 5-10 years to wait for winning one FA Cup in the future. I think once we click, we will click. for good. But we need to mix it up if we really want to attract big name sponsors. We need to be winning games. We need to be competing for the Premier League, which means it's important that we mix things up with a bit of experience. Give Poch time. If we're certain be our manager, we know what happens last time. We're not going to find any capable manager right now, in my opinion. Big up, Coach. Big up to you, Wally. Well, here's to you once more. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I had a good Christmas. I hope you had a good Christmas too, brother. To many fingers being pointed at who's to blame, it's hard to keep up with how many people are blaming different people. Yeah, it's everywhere. That was why I said the response you get depends on who you ask. They are paying 60 to 70 million per year of some baseball guy. They cannot pay one serious player because there are rules governing football. Baseball is different. If you've been paying attention, I have had enough of Nicholas Jackson. I cannot keep giving him more chances. To the panel, do you know that even Alan Shearer had told his board that even with his advice, he isn't going. Here's the thing. I think he's low on confidence too, so that makes it even worse. I've said it before that even though I think he'd come good, but Jackson alone will not suffice. We need to mix it up, and Jackson was never a striker. Plus, right now he's low on confidence. When you see a player taking like 3-4 seconds to decide what to do with the ball when facing the goalkeeper, that's a sign that person is suffering from low confidence, and that hasn't helped. He's not been perfect, coupled with the fact that he's lost confidence. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, clearly higher win suddenly, but Mudryk and Casado for 200 million. Let's see what else we have here. Everyone is analyzing and predicting. Let's predict the starting lineup and result of next game. It's coming on New Year's Eve. Any resolutions? Hopefully we win. Because I was lucky to have had good friends around, and we didn't discuss football. We discussed something else. My friends that are football followers that didn't visit, so I kind of like that. Why didn't they ask him to help build a club that represents his the image? I bet we would have been doing better. Okay, I don't know. Coach, they say in our parts, how one spends the New Year's Eve, the next year will be the same. I am scared for that reason. Here's the thing. I think we'll be all right. In all honesty, I deep down believe we will beat Crystal Palace, and that's only the second time I'm saying this throughout the season. Maybe, if anything, 3 times maybe. Baseball is also team sports. They can have big, insane wages, but Chelsea with one that gets. That's why I'm saying the rules that govern baseball is different. If you've been paying attention, let's see what else we have. Yeah, Nicholas Jackson needs 12 chances to score 2 goals, and the return isn't enough. Side note, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope you're doing well. Everyone will still talk positive after 2 years on 10th position. No. Yes, if you're being honest to yourself, at some point you start getting concerned. It's as simple as that. Have said repeatedly, Jackson cannot kick the ball. He is almost 23 years old and very indisciplined. We have a mediocre player on our hands. That may well be the case, but because he's young, you never know. I am seriously telling you that this Chelsea board are contacting Alan Shearer. I haven't disputed that at any time. I want to see Santos in the New Year's. Let's see what the club does. If we can sign a more experienced player than use Santos, I think I'd take it. But I think our problem isn't actually in the midfield area, in my opinion. Let's see anything else here. Coach, I am superstitious for the number 3. Please say maybe either 1 or 4. Maybe either 1 or 4, maybe. People accept mid-table. I don't think so. I think it'd be difficult to get Chelsea players to settle for that mid-table mindset. The pressure will be more than too much for even the players and the manager. Big up to you too, Rashi. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I hope you had a nice Christmas. We are at 54 likes, and for me, that's a good sign. And Dan says, Coach, in my opinion, our defenders are playing too soft. That's why maybe one of the reasons why I've called for us to always mix it up and not start Thiago Silva and Badiashile. Both are excellent footballing defenders, but you need to always mix it up with aggression, which for me, the best pairing for defensive pairing, centre back pairing for us would be Thiago Silva with either Thiago Silva with either Thiago Silva with either Badiashile or was no. Sorry, Axel the Cecile with either Thiago Silva or Benoit Badiashile. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the lines on the screen. Get Victor Gyökeres. He's a good player. Let's see what else we have here. We are worse than Manchester United. Woes we should have beaten. You don't beat. Say we said it that day that you cannot script football. We definitely miss someone like Rudiger. Yeah, but this he provides that. I think it's actually better on the ball. Let me not compare. It just doesn't help us right now. But I think he brings that balance we need, which is why I've always argued it's him than one of the others. All right, let's see what we have here. And then when Fofana comes back, he can be aggressive too. He's a ball carrier, but also can be aggressive. And Chalobah can be aggressive, but I think he's fallen out with the hierarchy and they want him gone. Let's see. Today Ten Hag is sacked or McTominay will save him. Let's see what happens, Rashi. And Potter will be a good replacement. He's going to help you achieve quite a lot. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 55 likes. We should be doing better than that. Clowns destroy Chelsea DNA. I don't think they did anything wrong there. If you're being as objective as you should be, let's just hope we win against Palace. I hope so. And hello to you too, Oscar. Nice to see you. So we get back to the match. Match preview. Let's look at our injuries. How did I get here? I didn't want to be here. Let's go to Chelsea and select the particular game. 55 likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And once more, I want to say thank you to 18,000 subscribers. And right now, we're actually, we achieved 18,000 subscribers 2 days ago. Right now, we're actually at 18,056. It looks like we're going to get to 19,000 as soon as possible. My hope is by the time the January transfer window ends, let's get it to 20,000 subscribers. That will go a long way for us. Hello to you, Oscar. Nice to see you, Mr. Oscar. Let me big you up, Oscar. I appreciate you the other day for the super chat supporting the community. That will go a long way for us. Right, I don't know what. Okay, there you go. It delayed a bit. I want to pick up Oscar. Appreciate you. Let's see what. Yep, big him up. Big him up. Shout Oscar out, JC, right there. Let's see. No more Jackson experiment. I think the manager he may well start the game tomorrow. Whenever we win, why do you not move up the table? You're talking to Rashi. Enjoy the conversation there. You guys need no, keep him. I think you guys need Jackson. With give service to him. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. Chances are, had Højlund been at Chelsea, he'd have more goals. Yep, he'd had a lot more goals than he has at United. That's the truth. And especially from what's his name, the Brazilian that dribbles himself, or maybe that dribbles ghosts. That coding intro now is that it again. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. To be honest, Jackson has more GA than your forward line combined. That's the truth. But the chances are, given you can say how clinical Højlund is known to be, if we can provide the services for him, yeah, if he wasn't, if we have him at Chelsea, he'd be scoring more goals for us than Jackson, in my opinion. But that's not me saying Jackson is a bad player. But we're just having a conversation here. We move on. So let's look at this game. That's the game we want to look at here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's see. Just give me 1 second here. I want to look at a few things here. I'm not going to even highlight the next comment that Rash has on the screen there. It's seriously concerning. 57 likes, people. Let's get the likes up. 3 more to get it to 100, to 60, and then we shoot for 100. Let's make it happen. If United players actually pass it to Højlund, maybe he would score. Yeah, they don't. They don't service him well. I have to be honest. There's a start up from their last game. United wingers in the whole 45 minutes only passed the ball once to him. That's concerning. But we're here to talk about Chelsea. Maybe Poch must start to show me that he's the right guy. I'm not going to even blame Poch right now. Cannot believe people still making jokes and laughing at when it's obviously that our club is in big trouble. If you don't enjoy your life because Chelsea, here's the thing. Chelsea ruined Christmas for me. And I was lucky that I had friends who don't talk football, and I began as I had them visit my house. You have to find a way to be happy, and I do that every day. You have to live your life, otherwise you're gonna die from dejection or what's the other more defined language? Depression actually. Instead of performing Rashford, so you have to find a way to be happy. Don't let their performance define your life. Only player I would take from United is Rashford or Bruno. Okay, not bad. With Crystal Palace needs not to lose, and we have okay. I hope and pray that I watch a wonderful winning Chelsea team tomorrow. I hope so too. In the future, these players need improvement. But it's not the coach's fault, not entirely his fault. That's the language I would use. It's losing or drawing so many matches. Coach, I am talking about Chelsea. I know. A striker's sole aim is to score goal, and not all these GA's nonsense. Broya also has been so disappointing. In fact, both are not up to the standard. Right now, I want to see David Washington, and that's me. We need to find a way to get to get on from Tottenham. How much actually did we pay for David Washington? I think we should give him a chance. Coach, since you see the process, at what time in that timeline are we supposed to finish top four? I don't think top four is so mathematically possible, but it would take some miracle. Yeah, if we're being honest here. But that's fine. Well, let's move on from that. I want to ask you this, Ty. Let's start with you. How much did we pay for David Washington? Before I ask Ty that question, I want to know because from what I've seen, let's say based on highlights, I have to be honest, that's a good player in him. Why not give him a chance? And it's up 20 million euros. That's a lot of money. I mean, we should start asking questions. Why did we pay that much money for him? It's either we signed, the argument would be, you can say the truth would be that we signed a player that isn't good enough, or maybe the manager just don't know what to do with him. And we have strikers that are struggling. Give him a chance. I just don't understand. It just doesn't make sense right now. Give him a chance. He will not hurt to give the kid a chance. And from the highlights, I have to be honest, highlights alone, the kid is good. He's excellent on the ball, can also put away chances. But the way we're handling it, maybe by the time he gets a chance, he'll be so low on confidence, or maybe he'll be trying to do too much, and will end up overdoing it and will be seen as bad. It just doesn't make sense. Give him a chance. You have to be that. What's the language I'm looking for? Not Bruno. The language. You have to be. Gosh, what's the language I'm looking for? I can't speak this morning. You have to be. You have to drop up. Let me just simplify it because I can't. The language I'm looking for cannot come to me. You have to drop a player that isn't performing and give the kid a chance. It's simple as that. Let me hear you, Ty. What's your opinion on that?
Can you hear me?
Crystal clear, Ty.
I think there's a delay. Yeah, in terms of, I was thinking he would have gotten more opportunities. Even if he's not in the Premier League, would have been in the cup, and he wasn't. And based on, as you said, highlights, because that's all we can go on about him, is that he's a player that he can perhaps offer more than what we're getting right now. and I think that he should get an opportunity because I mean when he signed, he was so excited, he was so happy. I've never seen such a young player that excited to join a club in a very long time, especially with Chelsea in the state that they're in. But he was very happy, he was very excited and everything. So I think he does deserve an opportunity because we don't really have anybody who you can say is starting over him deservedly because they aren't performing consistently or at the highest level. So I think he deserves an opportunity. Would that be against Crystal Palace? I'm not too sure. I don't think Poch would do that. But yeah, he definitely deserves it. And I mean, the opportunity will be there for him when Jackson is gone for his competition for his country. So I think it's going to be one where you have to see what happens with him. I hope he doesn't go out alone because I think he deserves an opportunity first.
Yeah, especially now that we've been awful in front of goal. If it's a striker, give him a chance. And I'm going to repeat this: if we pay 20 million euros for him, and it's not playing, even as we're struggling in front of goal, then two things: either we signed a player that isn't good enough, paid that much money for a player that isn't good enough, or maybe the manager just doesn't know how to how to use them, and it just doesn't make sense anyway. It's confusing. If we win on New Year's Eve, we will win all year. We must. I hope that happens. Our fans should wake up. We'll work, but what can we do? Poch Jackson will lose our job. Let's see what else we have here. Washington is better than Jackson. Give him a chance. Give Davis Washington a chance. We paid 20 million pounds for him, euros for him. So what are we waiting for? Bobby, I'll come to you in a bit. All this first Poch of what to play, which players. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I seriously do not agree with that. He should speak out if that's the case. Because if it doesn't, then he will never get a job or hardly get like you said, it would be difficult for him to get a job in a big club. Nani must have done what has Nani must have done to Poch at Tottenham. I don't know. I am thinking that it could have been any ideas. I don't know actually. That's why I will always respect Mourinho. Yeah, Mourinho. Wow. If you underperform, you're done for a while until you prove in training that you can perform the starting player. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping likes on the stream, people. Maybe Nani broke Poch's Christmas toy. Possibly, you never know. Honestly, Mourinho would have would not have taken this nonsense from the players. He'd be like, you aren't performing, so you're dropped. Yep, that's how it should be. Which means Raheem Sterling shouldn't have started some of the games he started. Jackson misses a lot of chances, which could have led to Mourinho dropping him and giving another player a chance. It's Sergeant Ratcliffe, not Todd Barley. Let's see what he does. Washington had a good chance against Brentford when he came on, but that was a cameo. And you can't judge him by that alone, in my opinion. And the manager only gave him a chance because we were struggling at the time. Then if the player kicks off, Mourinho would be like, get out of my team, then and leave the club. Yeah, those are the things. Yeah, here's the thing: the fact that Poch hasn't rewarded performance, and on occasions, you can say they not drop players that underperform. Those are the questions I'm asking of him. Yeah, I still believe he's the right man for the job, but he's making questionable decisions here and there. But I'm going to say this again: he's not the sole reason why we're struggling. He's actually the least of our problems. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with Todd Bowley wasted 1 billion for trash. Okay, that's you, Rashi. He said same when he beat for Chelsea. The only person can save us again is Mourinho. I don't think we've gotten to that yet. Mourinho will not even take this job right now. You'd have to promise him you spend nearly $1 billion or at least $500 million in January for him to take this job. Washington will never start for Chelsea. It's starting to seem like it's waste of money right now. Maybe Washington has not really done great in training. I get it. That's a good question, but I don't buy that. In all honesty, I don't buy that. We're struggling to give him a chance. I think he takes this job too. Raheem Sterling should be taken off from the game after he was destroyed the chances that, I think he should be benched. He's trying so selfish that it's clear he wants to meet the self-imposed goal tally quota, in my opinion, immediately. Yeah, I think so too. Mourinho won't leave Roma. They are doing good at the moment, and he said that he's happy there, but he still has a contract with them. Bobby, let me ask you: the David Washington, we paid 20 million euros for them. The fact that the manager hasn't actually given him a real opportunity, even as we struggle to put away our chances, even as the stats have emerged showing that we missed the most chances in the Premier League. Washington is an attacker we paid 20 million euros for. Why not give him a chance? If we're not, it's either we've signed a bad player for that amount, or the manager just doesn't know what to do with the player. But let's hear you, Bobby.
You know, I always try and
Are you
err
there,
on.
Bobby? Let's hear you. Yeah.
I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can
Crystal
you
clear.
hear
Go
me?
ahead. Yeah.
All right. I was just saying, I always try and err on the side of a coach
Yeah,
in a
Bobby, I
very,
can
very
hear you.
difficult situation. Yeah, I was saying, I always try and err on the side of a coach in a very, very difficult situation during a rebuild than to err on the bandwagon slaughtering process. How old is David Washington? He's 18 years old. This is the Premier League. You also have to take into consideration the welfare of your player who has one just arrived in a whole new setup, two just arrived to the country, three probably doesn't, well, he doesn't speak the language. There are so many other mitigating factors. You don't heap the responsibility of something as serious as a striking situation on a new 18-year-old foreign player. It's just amazing and maybe testimony to our desperation to find a goal scoring attacker that he should even be in the question. David Washington needs to slowly be getting integrated to being at Chelsea, not to mention to being on the pitch. Yes, he came on for a little bit against, I've forgotten who it was, for a few minutes. And yeah, he was close to connecting to a cross at one point in the game. But that doesn't suddenly mean to say that he's anywhere near the answer. I don't think there is a reason to be heaping the pressure on him. Look at young Ugochukwu. He comes on, has a little here and there lapses sometimes. He's also coming back from injury and he's picked up another injury because of that. He was given the responsibility to anchor this big this big team with a new squad, and they're expecting so much from these players. This goes back to what I'm saying. We have to understand the project. The project was to bring through young players to keep us within the remits of FFP. It was Chelsea fans themselves that were absolutely slaughtering the club for potentially not being mindful of FFP. Whereas the ownership are very mindful of FFP. That's why they've invested in young talent that will develop rather than buying established talent that would be one, not only expensive to purchase, but two, would be expecting humongous wages. This is just the reality of the situation. If you want to build, you have to go through the pain. For those of us that have built a business, let me not go into that, but even with you, coach, building a streaming service, a platform, you go through the pain. You wake up early, you have to do things. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes some of your subscribers unsubscribe. Sometimes you go through situations where people let you down, insult you, all manner of things. You're not just here on Chelsea Perspective by accident. It was a journey. So, this is what it takes to build. We are expecting too much. We are being far too critical. We are not leaving a bygone era and facing the reality of this era. Roman came when there was no um, no financial fair play. Roman came when there was no huge sky money to different clubs. Roman came when there was no state-owned clubs. There was a few well-established clubs, but there was only him at one time. I think for about 2 seasons before the likes of City and so on, their ownership came in, and PSG and all that. And he came through almighty criticism for doing what? Doing what? He just blew the lid on the whole hypocrisy and showed that football was always about money. FFP exists today to spite Chelsea. All these regulations exist today just to spite Chelsea. But Chelsea have played within the regulations. And even when we did the amortization, in order to get you, the fans, these high profile, expensive players, you joined them to attack the club and made it look as if they were cheating. They were not cheating. They were playing within the rules. You made it look as if they're trying to bend the rules or manipulate the rules. No, there are laws and regulations. And if you do things within the law, there's absolutely nothing wrong with what you're doing. So the club is operating within the demands of a new era. Even people reminiscing about Jose Mourinho. Funny you should say that. I listened to his podcast on OB1 where he said, listen, he was telling Mikel, in the days of you guys, I could at halftime blast the players, single people out, humiliate players, and tell them things. I mean, I remember when he brought Joe Cole on and then yanked him off before halftime, after 20 minutes of the first half. I mean, this was Jose Mourinho. He brought him on for someone that
Yeah,
was
I think
injured, I think.
Matic too.
Yeah, and he did those things, and he said, "Look, you can't do that now. Why? We're in a feminized era, an era of feelings, feelings, feelings. If you do that to players now, they will down tools. They will not play. And he experienced that a little bit in his after his title-winning season at Chelsea. The next season, when he was trying to be tough with some players, they down tools. And they actually got him the sack because they took the club within a point of the relegation zone, lest we forget all this. So before we become so critical, I think we've got to look at the perspective of all the mitigating circumstances that puts us where we are today. And we cannot expect, yes, I believe we should get a striker in January if we can. If not, we will have to wait until summer. I'm not against waiting. We've seen what happens when we don't wait. Look what happened in our midfield when we went and brought in Saul Niguez. We wouldn't wait and brought in Lukaku as a striker because we wouldn't wait for the summer. So let's wait for the summer. Maybe in the summer we could do a deal for Osimhen because he has a buyout clause. But even then, I think Osimhen will go to whoever is ready to pay the highest wages, unless we start working on him now to get bought into the project. But a lot of money is being thrown around Osimhen from Saudi and so on. And, I don't know if Real Madrid need him or want him, but, that might be the issue. And if not, we need to be looking at somebody else. So this patience is the name of the game for us right now in every ramification. And that's what our fan base is suffering with. They're not used to it. They don't understand. Why are we getting bad results? Why? They still think we should be ripping up trees, beating everybody left, right, and center. Whereas, no, we are in a process. This is it. Why I'm speaking like this is that the odd thing is, some of you all call for this. You all called for younger players. You all called for lower wage bills. You all called for a smaller squad. You all called for this, and you get it, and you're complaining. When you get it, you go through a journey to climb back to the top. And in defense of the fan base, I will say it's very hard because once you've been at the top, to go down and then start trying to get back up there is painful. It is. I feel the pain. I didn't like the way we lost to Wolves. It was horrible. It was humiliating, embarrassing, but I understood it. So I bit the bullet, didn't let it destroy my Christmas, and I'm hoping for the next game.
All right, thank you so much, Ron. Bobby, I appreciate that. So, Coach, okay, I'm making an algorithm for creating to sift out burner accounts. I hope you're able to do that. Do don't do that. Okay, just having a conversation there. Let's see what else you have. Have to be honest. The new ownership is spent more than the rest of Europe combined. That competition does not exist over in terms of how much spent. Yep, but and maybe was spent the wrong way. But here's the thing: all the players will sign out excellent talents. Do I think all of them will come good? Probably not, but I think 90+% of them will come good. And it will take time. Things will fall into place, and then we're not used to waiting that long for success. I think that's one of our biggest issues. But we move on from that. Wally Waldo is saying that he thinks that these days is how soft the game is in this current era. VAR is a joke. Soft players fall to the ground constantly with just a little tap. And we have just saying who else can spend 1 billion in a year. That argument is not applying current circumstances. I don't think anyone else can, and we actually can still spend more in January. Just asking, okay, I'll highlight this. This is a question. I'll come back to that in a bit because we have a game to preview. After that, we'll start address our questions. We have how did Jackson end up on that pitch for most of the game? Yeah, that infuriated me. He shouldn't have played that long, in my opinion. They will call their agents. Chelsea boy, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. Newcastle winning 1-0, Nottingham Forest. I want just a fight in the team. Big up to you too, Chelsea boy. And let's see. Yeah, I agree with Bobby. Players are feeling these days are a complete joke. You say one bad thing about them, and they will all be bent out of shape. They get the bottom lip and to throw a tantrum. Wow. Even our captain, his response after surgery, I didn't expect that. As a captain, you shouldn't be having to go at your fans.
Man's
fans
soft.
has every right. Yeah, that's soft, really. The fans have every right to critique you, to question why you've been getting injured here and there, to call for the club to sell you. It's a fans thing to do. They weren't happy. They like you so much. They know you're a world-class player. They know how good you can be, how much of a difference you can make. But for 3-4 seasons in a row, you've been in and out of the team, especially when we need you the most. And fans complain, and you think that's a problem, telling people you got more hate than support. That shouldn't be coming from a captain. But here's the thing. I'll still go back to saying that's why he's a kid. Kids will always be kid. But maybe I know someone there would tell him that part doesn't make sense. But yeah, when you're a leader, you cherish everybody, your critics and your supporters as well. That's how you get to learn a lot. But Ty, if you wanted to add something to that one, go ahead quickly so I can catch up. We'll go into the match preview proper.
He's 24. I thought not 2 + 4, so I don't understand. I don't know. It was shocking, though. It really is shocking because I don't understand. I mean, that's just how life is. Not everybody's not going to think the way that you think or see the way that you see. It's unfortunate, but that's just how life is. I don't know. I think in terms of how strong, and Bobby made a valid point. Football is not about feelings, and you need, if a player is on a dry spell or they're on a go joke, they'll become disheartened, and then feelings of if they're good enough is gonna weigh in. But I was shocked when I saw that from James because I thought he had more maturity than that, and the fact that he's able to accept that that's just how fans are. They have high expectations, whether they are valid ones or not. That's just how it is.
Yeah. It was shocking, really, to say the least, but that's just me, and that's just some of us that see it that way. But what it was, I like that comment, really. How many of you are with me on a 50-50 odds at Nkunku 7 purchases scheme? The second half is so much for the prices. I think he will. Look how much of an impact he made on that 15 minutes after joining. And when he held the ball on the flanks and he looked up, nobody was in the box. He made sure he waited for Palmer to make the run. But what some of the players we have, what they do is just try to dribble 10 people and then go solo and lose it. But Nkunku intelligently held the ball and waited for Palmer to make that decisive run that he made into the box. So I'm looking forward to the Nkunku-Palmer partnership with Mudryk, actually. I think he will change a lot. He will lead. He will lead by example. He's an excellent player. He might not be fluent in English, but I don't know. But I'm quite sure he will lead by example, which Raheem Sterling hasn't done. If it was Sterling that was in that end in the opponent's box, he tried to dribble everybody to score a solo goal. Yeah, but I think Nkunku changes a lot, and might well be the guy to set Poch's job. It's not only that we lost, but how we lose. Yeah, that's concerning. The fact that we had the opportunity to score goals, you could argue this is not Chelsea right now, but I think we'll get there. It's a mess at the club right now. That's what else we have here. We need some experience, and we've talked about it 1,000 times. Some experience will make a huge difference, and we've been told that the club will sign some experienced players in January. Chelsea all the way. I miss you, bro. I really do miss you. Big up Kuchila in the chat. Where have you been, man? I hope the case is that you've been busy. Not that anything is wrong on your end, but here's to all the time you've supported this the community, the Chelsea Perspective community. Much love to you, brother. I appreciate you. All right, let's see. We have this one here. Coach, do you think we'll get top four? Yes, sir. I really do not want to answer that question. Mathematically, it's still possible. Do I see it happening? I'm not too sure. I'm actually not sure it happens. That's because he would take some, you can say some magic or some miracle, or you can say awful. You can say so. It would take some lengthy, you can say us winning nearly all the games left in the Premier League. We have left in the Premier League, which I don't see that happening. Not because we have kids, and kids will always be kids. The form will be fluctuating. We win a few, lose a few here and there. Hopefully, we don't get battered in the process. I've never been less excited for a Chelsea game. Funny viral nonsense. Nice to see you for a Chelsea game. This team and manager has they brought us to a new low. Unfortunately, but I'm not into blaming any particular individual there. Someone is confident in his analysis. We can mathematically. We can. I know friends that are starting to turn on players for their efforts. No, here's the thing. A lot of things that when you look at them, will show you here's where our issues lie. Yeah, if you look at the fact we've missed the most chances, if you look at the games we've lost, most of them we created more chances and did put away the chances. It simply points to the direction we need to be clinical, and which simply means also, which in turn implies shows that we need to sign a finisher, not the type that will end up. The situation will end up becoming whenever we get to the final third, we'll be channeling all our goal scoring opportunities through a single individual. That can be problematic. If Nkunku doesn't get injured again, I think he could be one of our best players this season. And you could argue the club knew that from time. That was why they went in a rush to bring him back. Free Mydryk, I agree with you. Kishan, nice to see you, my New York bro. Here's to you, bro. I celebrate you, all your support, and I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Exactly, you confirmed my point, coach. The process should have been start with Nkunku, score with Nkunku. Yeah, then take him off. Yep, win with Nkunku. All the rest. It could be. But I'm not going to get into that right now. I hope he doesn't get injured again. I hope so. Lavia also will make a huge difference. Big up, Panel. Big up, my bro. Keeping it real, Chelsea, formerly known as At The Time Podcast. Nice to see you, bro. I hope everyone had a great holiday time. I enjoyed my Christmas, even though Chelsea tried to ruin it. Chelsea needed to bounce back with this game, and Poch needs more say in the transfer window. Okay, let's just leave it at if it's not been you can say involved that much. Let them you can say give him the independence to be the one to choose the players he wants signed. Maybe that will make a difference. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes. A very busy Kachila, I understand. That's understandable. Bills don't pay themselves, and that's a good thing. Coach, what did you think about experienced Premier League winner Stalin not making a simple pass? And we've talked about that. That broke me on that day. That was what more you can say. That people are still talking about that, and apparently, not apparently, they've dug up other instances where he made such a poor decision. Not just one, I think 3 in total. Yeah, so that broke my heart, and I'm not happy about that. Thiago Silva should be phased out. I think we agree. I said you can see the decline creeping in gradually. Sometimes, yeah, especially when players have the space to get ahead of him, he hardly catches up. Yeah, but we still need him for a while. I'm not sure what the club are going to do, but we'll find out. To say the 115 million player, what a joke of a joke. Never buy a player that Liverpool is connected. Only club has the power to make them good, but in overall, Liverpool missed the quality Real Madrid shows. Let's see what we have here. I had friends that have spent over £1,000 to go away to matches with no effort made by the players. Sorry, I feel for them. Looking at things right now, Kante 3-year contract wouldn't have been a bad idea. I'm happy Kante left. Just for how much money he's making right now, he deserves it. Kante can't wait until Silva retires. He's making too much mistakes at the back. He's getting slow and slower. Not too many. He's not you can say our biggest problem at the back, but I think let's not wait until he retires. He's fallen asleep a lot. Okay, let's see. Mudryk came in 68 minute last game, walking around like he was playing from one. Shameless, really. Okay, I don't think we can get Osimhen anymore. Why do you think? There's a buyer clause, and you've said that before, and I've talked about that too. So we'll move on. We've looked at the team's recent form. Head to head, we've met them 22 times. We've beaten them 18 times. No draws at all. So which means most likely, if we're going by the history, there will be a winner. Yeah. So 12 times, beating them 18 times, and they're beating us 4 times. And in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, let's add one more. 5 meetings in our last 5 meetings against them. Let me check. Why is that taking time to open up? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. We've beaten them 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Yeah, we've beaten them in the last 5 games. So 3-0 here, 1-0 here, 2-0 here, 2-1 here, and 1-0 here. But that's when I get concerned. And I'm going to say that. Why?
It's even bigger than that as well.
Concerned? And that's because Charity FC is well and truly in existence. Keep up. Sorry?
It's bigger than that as well.
Yeah. And this is saying again. Sorry if you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the stream. 64 likes. We should be doing better than that. Let's try and get it to 100 likes today, people. I appreciate you all. Let's see what else we have here. He's ready to do gymnastics show for the £100. Anytime Pep sells a player to a rival, he's not doing him favors. He's discarding his trash. Here's the thing. I think Sterling left Man City because they've reached his salary at the time. They've reached at the point where maybe what they're getting from him, if he gets his output at Man City, if he gets a raise, the raise will match what they will get from him in terms of what he can offer. So I think at City he wasn't that selfish because Pep would drop him for 10 you say the entirety of the season, in my opinion. As soon as we have here, this one average striker will help because Jackson, National League standard. I heard that he actually doesn't start for Senegal, but I don't know. I don't know whether that's actually the case. Nkunku, Mudryk, and Lavia will score. So let's see. Let me vote here. I'm guessing a lot of people, because on paper, Chelsea should be winning this one. And so before I even vote, go ahead, Bobby. It looks like you want to say something.
Yeah, let me give you an example of how the injuries have undermined the progress of the project. Now, people are talking about Sterling being dropped. Yes, there were many a time we would have dropped Sterling, but we couldn't drop Sterling because we had no alternatives. We had all these children, 18-year-olds that have not been in the Premier League, not been in the country, not to mention being in the Premier League, on our bench. So, this is the point I'm making. Our injuries have seriously compounded the problems. Had we had the likes of Chukwemeka and Nkunku, indeed Broja, all these people at least physically fit, then the choice to replace Sterling, at least in starting, would have been there. But for the past how many months, we have not had that choice. And this is part, I think, is perhaps the biggest part of the problems we had. Yes, Pochettino has made some somewhat questionable decisions. But with the hand he's been given, it's difficult to criticize him because you don't know what he's seeing in training. You don't know what he knows about the fitness of these players and why some of them are not starting or are coming on later. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me, but a lot of people are questioning him in a situation where his hands are somewhat tied.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Bobby. What do you think about playing two up front? I think we've done actually done that on occasions, but probably when things started going down south, that's usually when the manager does has done that. I think it will help us. The more you can say, the more you have, the more you have. You can say the more striking players we have up front, the more you can say the chances of us scoring goals will increase. If that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. We should have kept what in January, and if it doesn't do good, then we should get rid of him. Houston is not. I'm not sure what to say to that one. Starling was always like that. It's just that Pep took the maximum out of him. He was never the Messi of anything. Was never. Yeah, that's the truth. What's our target for this season? I don't know. I don't have any in mind. The manager will be the one to tell you we want to win the league today. Tell you we want. Houston, let me just. I just don't want to go into that. Let's see. Our target is to not be relegated. Maybe I think that's a good mindset to have, which means you be playing very well and then end up doing well. Look at Everton after the point deduction. They've been in an upward trajectory. I know. Probably, I think. Have they lost any games since? I don't know. Starling is an example of experience that doesn't always equate to talent. I agree. That comment deserves an up plus. I have to let you know. Yeah. No wonder he goes on to say, no wonder City were fine with him being sold. We need experienced talent, but Todd Dama balling loves to get young players. Let's see what happens. So Mydryk, Matson also could have played instead of Starling, but you could say the manager also trusted him because of his experience. But Mydryk himself he's not always been available. Yeah, he's had injuries. Poch might be a good manager, but seems too soft. If I was a manager, I would drop Starling for 2 games after that. What he did against Wolves, I would drop him if I were the manager, but I'm not, and we're not. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 65 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 100 by the time we end. Chelsea, Mydryk or Matson could have, you can say, played instead of Starling. Poch doesn't rate Matson, to be specific. I think Mydryk will get a chance. Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Coach Santos is in the starting 11. I want to watch him. Yeah, I want to watch him too. When are they? When is the game starting? And you see, they fired the manager. Now
Newcastle.
Sorry?
Newcastle. They're playing right now. Newcastle and not.
Oh, the game have started already.
Yeah. And Nottingham Forest.
30 minutes into it, right? Why is it up 1-1 draw?
Yeah, they scored a goal. Nottingham Forest scored in the 46th minute of first half.
But Santos didn't start. Am I blind? Carlo Hobson Udoyi, Gibbs White, Alanga, Sangare. So a guy that I wanted at Chelsea at the time, actually. These guys, they signed a lot of players. All right, that's by the way. Let's be happy. Keep up the likes on the stream, people. He is dive. What? I'm not sure what you meant to say. Then Nkunku, we get 20 to 25 goals per season. The season finishes. Don't worry, coach. Okay, thank you. I will. By the way, Nottingham Forest equalized the moment I switched on. Okay, but Santos, I don't see him in the starting 11. On my blind, I have my glasses on too. Is he even on the bench? I'm not sure. I don't want to get confused when I'm not too sure. I agree with Bobby with the injuries, but the players we have, we should not be losing. Do you know Chelsea have lost 19 games in 2023? Hish.
Coach, do you know the funniest thing? All these people send Santos on loan, send Santos on loan, send Santos on loan. Do you know if Santos has been at Chelsea now, he would have played at least a couple of games. He would have started.
That's the truth, yeah.
You know, we're too, you know, we start the season, we see, oh, we bought this, and we're myopic. We don't think beyond the first 11. We don't think of problems. We don't think of the need of squad depth. We talk about it, but we don't think about it. We're busy thinking of players. Oh, he's not playing in August. Oh, we have to get rid of him. Oh, he doesn't have a future at Chelsea. Okay, look at it now. He's not even playing for Nottingham Forest. He's not even on the bench. But he would have started for Chelsea. Certainly would have started at Wolves. And who knows how many more games. There you go.
Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Don't us. Okay, I'm just gonna move on right now. The lineup from BBC says Santos is at the starting 11, but I cannot see him on the bench. Not even, yeah, maybe. Who knows? I think Santos and Angela would have gotten a run. Yeah, a run of games. Yep, I agree with you. So both looked amazing in preseason. I agree with you. Even Casade looked amazing. Casade actually looks like he can play the Enzo role effectively with even do more defensively in terms of helping us protect the defensive line. He's done well at Leicester City. Cesare Casade, an excellent player. And it's one player, if we're not careful, he's going to leave. He's been patient with us, even when Juve wanted him. I think it was Juve that wanted him, alone with an option to buy him. He refused to go. He still believes he has a place in at Chelsea, and hopefully because he's one player as good as he is, he's gonna leave us. I completely forgot about Casade. What a player he is! I do watch their games. So manager is the worst not playing Andre Santos. Okay, let's see. Let me vote now. Who will win? On paper, Chelsea most likely. So I would say 70+% will believe Chelsea will win this game. So let's go. Oh, not I failed that one. 66% thinks Chelsea will win. 13% thinks it ends in a draw, and 20% thinks Crystal Palace will beat us at home. And total votes 11,500 and I think 14 votes. I can't quite see that. Yeah, but still, a lot of people believe that Chelsea will win. So we'll look at the insights. Top scorers, we have Jackson, 7 goals, 1 assist. They have, what's his name? Edouard. I don't know his other name, first name. 6 goals, 0 assists. And he's played 15 matches, and Jackson has played 17 matches. So we'll look at the insights here. Insights. We're ranked 9th in goals scored. We've regressed in that aspect. I think we were 1.8, but 1.8 in goals scored per game. But it's kind of actually, I went down to 1.4, so I can't quite remember. They're ranked 17th in goals scored per game, which means, if we can put away our chances, the average in the goal per game, which means we have a chance of us scoring them. But because we're at 1.6, not up to 2, if you're going just by these two things here, you can say, the game will most likely end in a draw. Chelsea haven't lost to Crystal Palace in their last 12 matches, and we did look at that. We've won 12 and 12 wins and how many draws. We've looked at that in a bit, but that's nothing. Unbeaten in 5 home games. Okay, so we're starting to do better at home. we were awful at home last season, and at the start of this season, I think we struggled at home too. Haven't won a match in their last 7 attempts. Wow, haven't won a match. Is that true? Have Crystal Palace haven't won a match in their last 7 attempts. Haven't kept a clean sheet in 7 matches. You could say if we're going by the insights, what the insights say, Chelsea will most likely win this one, but you cannot script football. We've seen that before. Crystal Palace, their current form. Let's see what it says actually. It makes sense now. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches, they've drawn 3 and lost 2 out of it. So probably if we go further down, you see that in 7 games they haven't won any. Wow. So but that's the sort of
Against
games that I
Brighton,
get
they were
concerned.
leading, and against Brighton they were leading, and then Welbeck scored for Brighton in the 82nd minute. So they lost that game. So well, not lost.
Yeah.
They lost the 2 points.
Yeah, Santos would have definitely started for Chelsea, and we cannot lose to these bottom half teams because it gives them confidence. Yeah, I'd like to see Casadei back. I think he's a more complete of the players. But do I think that will happen? Maybe because he's playing well at Leicester City, and it wouldn't make sense to sign any central midfielder, in my opinion. But let's see. We'll move on. We've dealt with this. Ty, given the numbers we looked at, you have anything to say to that, or should we just move on to the lineup prediction exercise?
Yeah, we move on to the lineup exercise.
All right, but thank you. I appreciate that. Ty, Bobby, if you have anything to say with regards to the numbers we just looked at, you go ahead. Or should we move on to the lineup prediction exercise? The board would be stupid to get rid of Stalin because he does cause fear in the other team's defense. Go ahead, Bobby.
I don't regret the loan of Casadei and Angelo. I think it was important that they go out, especially Casadei, in an English league and play for a season. And we look at the team we have, the integration or lack thereof, and they will benefit from it coming back in the pre-season. I really think they will. I think all this is part of the process, as it were, part of the growing process. We then know where to fit them in, how to fit them in, and if, as a lot of you say, we need to, we sell. I don't think we will. I think Casadei will have a place in this team. And if only Chelsea, and I include Pochettino in that, because Pochettino started off with this nonsense of, oh, I want a small squad. I only want 26 players. Well, look at you now. What a stupid thing to say. Chelsea need at least 28, 29 players in their squad, and there will be room for people like Casadei. So I'm glad he's on loan. He's there, he's sharpening his trade. And by the time he comes back, he's going to be an effective player. If he had been in the squad where we're still finding our feet, I don't think that's healthy for a young man like that. And in that same vein, I can understand why we've got Santos out on loan as well. The only sad thing is that we've sent him to a club that don't want to play him. They want more physicality, typical Premier League. And that's why he's not even finding his way on the bench. Will we be able to cope with that? Maybe not, because we don't quite have enough physicality ourselves in midfield. So that might be his problem going forward.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, just people having a good conversation there. Casadei is at Leicester City, so that will benefit him massively. And he's been playing. I think he rotates with Ndidi, and sometimes he scored in their last game or last 2 games. I can't quite remember. Coach, it must be said that unlike a Big Sam, Poch lacks experience in relegation, but of slug. That's our Big Sam's speciality. We never should pay 150 million for Casado type of player. Good job, Paul Winstanley. Let's see. We'll move on to this. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, the lineup for me usually tied. You know I'm nice, and Bobby, you know how nice I can be. And those of you in the chat, I took my time to do my research, and I think Petrovic will start. I like to take care of the most difficult part of the lineup prediction exercise. I'm going to go with Petrovic, who's been good, by the way. He can only get better. You what?
You sure? After the excellent
Yeah,
performance
yeah.
by Bergstrom, you sure?
I'm quite sure, Ty. You know that yourself. But Ty, let's hear you. Your back four. Let's hear you. And if you're in the chat, let's see your back four.
Uh, I, oh boy. I really would prefer to give Silva a rest because he's not getting any younger. There's 3 games in 3 days in between the game, and yeah, I think all the games are 3 days apart. I think he should be rested for this game. So I would
I think you
start
should.
I would start Badashile and Disasi as the two centre backs.
Yep.
While Augusto would be my right back, and oh god,
And you
I
think let's
prefer
go. Let's always
I,
use the term what you think it starts because we're trying to predict what Pochettino would do.
mm,
Yeah, I think it starts.
yeah,
I
I
don't see
think
Thiago Silva starting this game. He's looked
yeah,
tired if you're paying attention. But go ahead. You say Gusto here, right?
yeah.
Left back. I wouldn't mind seeing what's his name. He can actually do a good job defensively. I wouldn't mind seeing Ian Master start, but let's say you tied.
Honestly, I would really love to see Matson start, but
You know who starts, right?
Levi Cole is starting. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. So let's do Cole and that. Bobby, let's say your back four. Bobby, you're there? Yep, they're going to sell Matson in January. It looks more like it. They're saving him from injury. His price is still around 25 to 30 million. Our owners are big, big, big.
Sorry, I'm here, coach.
Yeah, let's say your back four, Bobby.
Petrovic is obvious, the only one we've got. So Bertinelli's fit and back on the bench, so he's always a bench player anyway. Back four. I
Mm.
don't want to see Thiago Silva on the field. He probably will be there, but I don't want to see him. I think it's time we started preparing for life without him. And he has to be coming on off the bench. You know, watching the decline of such a great player is not nice. You know, we've seen it before. He is slow. Um, Now, people will argue, well, is Badiashile any better? Yes, Badiashile has a weakness. He can be languid. He does silly things when he's the last man, and that makes him make mistakes, you know, kicking the ball against his other foot, shin, things like that, which shows a slight lack of control. I don't know. I don't know if you should make it that complicated. Sometimes when you're defending, Rose Z is the answer. So, but
Mm.
he is a player that is young and developing that we should be seeing. And he has the physicality and speed that Thiago does not have. I would bench Thiago. My centre backs will be Badiashile and Desassi. My left back will be Colwill. My right back would be Gusto.
And I agree. I think Cowell will be left back, and here's why he starts Cowell. Not because I think he's looking for more height, which is you can say when he snapped after a loss, he did say mention why the club should sign up taller players and more physical players and all that. I think Cowell starts in the left back. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. Poch doesn't show me any style of play. In my opinion, he's playing a very reactive and that isn't conducive to winning. Here's, I'm going to say this. As much as what your argument makes sense, assuming you're not seeing any style of play and it's still being too negative, that can be an issue. But the problem is if we're being objective enough, the injuries that we've had, yeah, they haven't happened, in my opinion. But I get your argument there. Big up to you too, Mabaso. 5 thoughts on Dacho Fofana. Would you give him another chance at Chelsea? Given what we have, I wouldn't mind. If we don't sign any striker in January, give him a chance. In my opinion. Because from what I know so far, and his records show he can finish better than he can finish better than better than Nicholas Jackson. Integrating Silva into a defense coach. Instead coach now would be the right thing to do and slowly integrate other CBs in the first 11. But let's see what the club does. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with so defensive bottom half teams. Middle bottom half. Yeah, I honestly think Silva as a defensive coach would be a great. He would be a great thing. I just want the club to keep him at some, you could say, capacity. I don't know whether as a part of the coaching staff to be the defensive coach, like you mentioned, that will work too. But I don't know. A manager like Angie lives and dies by his side, no matter who is on the pitch. I'm still going to bring you back to the argument. We've not seen consistency, or maybe what you say, a pattern of play. Because injuries hasn't helped. The injuries we've had haven't helped in so many ways, in my opinion. But let's see. Poch makes me sick with his traditional football. Not gonna lie. And DJ Omen 2 Ortega 10 says Jackson thumbs down there. That's on Instagram. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And quickly, if you're following the show on Instagram, here's an advice to you. You'd be better off joining us on YouTube, and that's because we do a giveaway monthly for our members who are students. And for the holidays, we still have 2 more giveaways to do. I'm not sure we'll do the other one today, but we'll do it before New Year's Eve, and the second will be on New Year's Eve or on New Year's proper, if that makes sense. And CFC Jingles, that's my bro. He's in the house. Jude Messel, nice to see you, brother. I think he should drop Silva and pick Howard, then have Matson as left back. Let's see what he does, whether he plays. I think he would drop Silva, and I think Cowell starts. So you're correct. Eddie Howe plays his style regardless of injuries. It worries me that a few injuries detours you from your ideas. Wow. Some argument, your ideas and style is what you got. What got you the job? I'd say mainly because of his pedigree with young players, in my opinion. In the summer of 2024, I would send Nacho Fofana out on loan once more. Strasbourg, his loan move to Union Berlin didn't work. I think he's actually left them already, or they said he will come back to Chelsea at the end of the season. I can't quite remember what that report in particular said. My back four would be Matson left back. That's yours. But what do you think Pochettino would do? Matson left back, Cowell and the Sassi as CBs. Whew, okay, partnership and Gusto right back. Wow. Okay, we'll see. A question to Bobby. Do you think we need a set piece coach? I think we've talked about that. No need to dwell on that. If I read the book of Alex Ferguson, and he said that set piece helps you beat teams and helps you also, low block. Are you listening? But Bobby, if you want to respond to that, since he's asked you the question, you go ahead, you have the floor.
Yeah, the answer to that is yes, quite simply. But this is where I'm trying not to have a go at Pochettino, but he brought his coaching staff, didn't he? So surely amongst them should be set piece and defensive experts. But definitely that is an area that needs to be sharpened.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. We've addressed that, and I hope Poch is listening there. In January, we need a left back on loan if Chelsea sell Martin. Yeah, we're going to need a left back on loan. Let's see. Okay, looks like the presser is on. Yep, a few items coming out from the presser. We'll start addressing them in a bit. Let's just continue with the lineup building exercise. But one thing important there, Enzo is not going to be available. And he said Casado, maybe. I think Casado, if he was just ill, I think he'd be fine. But the manager has said that Enzo will not be available for selection. So let's see. Okay, yeah. We're getting comments from the presser, so we'll start looking at them in a bit. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Poch won't start Martin due to his short height. That may well be the case. At left back, who has height, which is okay. Waldo, I agree. So we know that Enzo Fernandez is going to will not play tomorrow. So and I agree with the back four selection. Yeah, Gusto will start. This is C. will be paired with Biden Schiller. That's because I think Mauricio Pochettino will most likely rest as Thiago Silva and left back Cowell. I think that's what we're going to see. Petrovic, Masson, Silva, Disasi. That's your preferred lineup, not what you think the manager would do. But for the 2-6-6, that's a bit tricky right now. Okay, do I think? Let's look. The manager said he said his comment about Caicedo's fitness is something to the effect of maybe we'll find that. So chances are we could see Romeo Lavia play tomorrow. I don't know, but I'd say it seems again if Caicedo was just ill, he didn't suffer any injuries. I think he should be back and ready right now. So I still go with Caicedo here. I still go with Caicedo starting there. That's what I think will happen. And I still think Gallagher. It's got wait. It's got like a suspended. Let's look at suspended players. Injured to suspended players. We didn't do that. I know Cole Palmer is suspended. Raheem Sterling is suspended. Gallagher, okay, just the last game. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Raheem Sterling suspended. Cole Palmer suspended. Wesley Fofana, we know his case. Trevor Chalobah, we know the status says he'll be available in a few days. Robert Sanchez, knee injury late February. Rich James, we know his case. Marco Correa, late February too. Enzo Fernandez, a few days. So, yep, he's not going to be available. Carney Chukwuemeka, a few days also. Ben Chilwell, mid-January. Okay. So let's see what else we have here. Raheem Sterling was the reason why we lost against Wolves. Okay, I don't think he will start Lavia, honestly, but I do think he will come on around 60 minutes. Yeah, that's a pattern to the way he operates, and if we've been paying attention, I think that's what's going to happen. Hi, guys. I've been spying on Sheffield United, Burnley, and Luton fans, and the fans have been told by some players that they are working on set piece to stay in the league. Yeah, it set piece takes you a long way, in my opinion. If Caicedo is fit, then Petrovic, Matson, Silva, Disasi, Gusto, Caicedo, Lavia, Gallagher. We will look at the manager's comments, and if there's any need to make adjustment to the lineup, we'll do that. You have other teams miss big chances at games, but they commit. But they're coming back again. This young team is suffering mentally. Okay, can we stop the name calling there, please? Let's see anything else to address here. Okay, your whole lineup. Okay, I'm seeing it there. So I'm going to go Caicedo there, and Gallagher, of course, starts. He's fully fit. And I think because of the manager's, you can say, concern that he doesn't have his two. But here's the thing, I'm going to say this. I'd rather Cole Palmer play from a deeper position here than Gallagher. If anything, that Gallagher play in the 10 area. But I think the manager will start him in the middle area, which for me, it's a problem, really. And I'm not sure what to make of this, what's going to happen to him. But let me just go with Caicedo Gallagher, because I think Caicedo, if he was just ill, he'd be available for selection. Cannot play Osimhen or Leao. Okay. Well, please help by subscribing to the CFC Jingles YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Yeah, Palmer is suspended. Yeah. I learned that the hard way. Actually, I did a YouTube show in Africa, so somebody commented and said Palmer is suspended. Please help subscribe to CFC Jingles. He's a member of the community. Let's help him grow and garner more subscribers and get to a point where he'd be monetized, so that he gets motivated to do even more. Merry Christmas to you too in life, no limit. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. I don't understand why many Chelsea fans blame Sterling over, though almost all Chelsea players played badly. But here's why people are easy to point a finger at Sterling, because, yeah, that decision making, that poor decision making, he should be doing better given how experienced he is. Played badly despite Pochettino's poor game management. You could argue that is. Isn't Palmer, he is suspended, and thank you for reminding me that. Coach Palmer, and we looked at it on the screen actually. Palmer is a right wing, not a player that drops it. For England youth team, he plays in a deeper position, and he does well for them. In my opinion, he can play that position given his vision. He's capable of reading the game and understanding when to switch the ball from one end of the pitch to the other end of the pitch to avoid clutter, for lack of a better language. Broya is awful. Mattress, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining the show. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Palmer starting suspended. Yeah, guys, the more I did this, the more I am realizing Poch is a big problem for us. It's almost like he is more afraid to lose than willing to take risks to win. That's that's aspect that I don't like. Yeah, we have nothing to lose. And his thing, I think JC has also said that before. You can actually get the best out of this team by playing as if we have nothing to lose. Unleash them, don't shackle them. Don't do something that, well, you can say, not allow them express themselves freely. Kids do better when you allow them to express themselves, and it looks like that hasn't been the case in terms of us playing with four. As much as I get it has worked on occasions, but sometimes just stop, just give it everything and win. Create more chances, have more people bumping forward, create more chances, and we win games. But I think he's being too overly cautious, in my opinion. So I appreciate that comment. That's one of the things I've been asking question of him. It's almost like he is more afraid to lose than willing to risk to win. So that comment deserves this, in my opinion. As much as I'd say that he's the least of our problems, but that's something, one of the things I agree with. I agree Palmer is forward, unfortunately slow and cannot use a right leg for a second. We will still have some problems with him in the future. Palmer is, I think he'll do better. He's an excellent player. Let's see anything else here. People use Stalin as a scapegoat. In this case, I hate people doing that. But wow, you need more from your one of your most experienced players. Coach, my prediction is that Man United will lose to Aston Villa. Let's see. Aston Villa are clinical. They are excellent. They are a unit, to say the least. I was also under Potter, but he still plays because owners have fingers in lineup. I don't think so. That's just you speculating. Starting getting suspended will teach him a lesson, maybe. They want tall strikers, defenders, and right backs and left backs. Gradually, they are sending a shot football players out of the team. Okay, I think short people need to speak out. They've been great, Messi, Maradona, etc. But short lives matter, for lack of a better language. But just go away, man. You had to say that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And as you can see, a lot of people, Mesole, you have a gold icon. It's down to how long you've been supporting the YouTube, the channel, the community. You have a gold icon. Some will have silver. Some will have white one. But I appreciate you more importantly. So I'd say, these two here. Let's hear you, Ty. What do you think? These two, the two pairing there, will most likely be Casado and Gallagher. I don't think Romeo Lavia starts.
If he's better, that according to Pochettino, if he's better, he should be involved. But yeah, if he is, then that's the best thing we can do. We have nobody else that can actually start at the moment alongside Gallagher. Mm-hmm. I don't think Gallagher's playing there anyways, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and going by what you said, that if he's better, and Ugo is out injured, so I think he comes back. I think he's going to start. Because if he was just ill, go ahead.
Poch didn't say that Leslie's is injured, but obviously probably is. He said they need to assess, so I don't think they're sure on the extent of it. But they have one more. Well, they have half a day to decide on that. But yeah, I think Casado is the first choice anyway, so I think Casado will be the one that starts, even if Leslie is somehow fit.
Yeah, and it looks like every time we get one player back, another one we got two out. I think, and they've revamped, for lack of overhauled the medical department. If people think they're the reason why we have so too many players out injured. I think the argument now should be maybe the whole thing is down to the manager's training approach. Maybe I'm honestly not too sure what to make of it. I don't know.
Wow, Newcastle are
Pochettino,
beating.
sorry.
Sorry, Newcastle are losing 3-1 to Forest.
Wow. Bruno Magic. Bruno Magic. You can say Chelsea fans will say we broke Newcastle. 3-1. Wow. Bobby, let's hear you. The 266 for you. Do you think Casado starts? I think he will.
It depends on the magnitude of his illness. You know, there's been a few bugs going around, coach. So I don't know.
Mhm.
And and if it's a virus, um, viruses and high level athletes don't go well together. In fact, if you're down with a virus and then you exert the heart, that can lead to heart problems. So I don't know. He'll need a whole medical examination before we see him on the pitch. If as I assume, he was off with some sort of virus, which is what it seems it is. I haven't got a
Mhm.
clue. But we got a problem now in midfield. No Enzo, no Caicedo, no Chukwemeka, no Palmer even. So what's he gonna do? Well, uh, um,
It's looking like Lavia may well start.
well, Lavia, you know, is he fit enough to start? I don't think so. He might force him to start, but therein is our problem. Why we perpetuate situations, and if he pulls up again injured like Chukwemeka did, sorry, Ugochukwu did, then you know that's a problem. I wouldn't start him if he's not able to start. Honestly, it'll have to be Connor and maybe somebody from the youth system, and that's where I don't have confidence in the game because we're going to have an entirely new strike force, an entirely new midfield, and we're back to square one. Um, you know, our injuries have undermined the progression of the team, not only in terms of integration, but in terms of results. And fans need to get this into their heads. We are struggling. We are struggling to field a team, not to mention have a successful team. So forget about Newcastle, somebody coming up with some nonsense about, oh, Eddie Howe still plays his system when he has injuries. Well, Eddie Howe has been at Newcastle now for 3 seasons. So you know, I really can't understand this clamour to want to disparage and blame something at Chelsea. We have our backs to the wall. We don't have a midfield right now. So, you know, all these people clamoring for, oh, we need a small squad. Well, that's the result of your small squad. One player out, two players out, and you're in big trouble, even if you're playing once a week. So I don't know what we're going to do, coach. I think definitely Gallagher has to be one of them. Is playing a six his strongest position? Well, he's capable of it. And who else from the youth system? We have to check. We've got Santos somewhere else on the bench, not getting any game time at all, and this would have been an
Mhm.
excellent opportunity for him. So I'm bemused. It will have to be Conor Gallagher and another. Would it be Lavia? Well, if we do play Lavia, please let's not come with all these expectations if he's making any errors here and there. Because if he's on the field, question number one, is he even match fit? Question number two, well, he's definitely not got form because he hasn't played at all to get form. So I think that is an excessively tall order, coach. He needs to come on maybe the last 15 minutes of a game, something like that, and ease his way back in. So it's Conor Gallagher and one other. Who that one other is, I haven't got a clue. Maybe Martson, maybe. Who knows? Is Martin big enough? No. This is another thing, where we've got too many vertically challenged players for the Premier League. We're playing too many, I don't, well, let's call it what it is. Shorter players. This doesn't work in English football. Doesn't work. That's why Nottingham Forest will bench and leave Andre Santos out of the team or every day of the week because they know the importance of physicality in the Premier League. They win their games because of their physicality. So I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't.
I'm not too sure what to make of that. Yes, let's see anything else important to address here. Lavia not match fit is also on coaching. If the fight was with agent because players want to play, then plan it accordingly. No excuses for Poch. I'm sorry, too much. I think you can argue sometimes because how he flip flops, it then comes across as if he's making excuses. I keep grabbing the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. I think I agree. I can agree that
We
sometimes
just have to pray that Caicedo is able to play.
I hope
Really.
so. Yeah, I hope so. I think sometimes he speaks too much. Sometimes, in my opinion, going back and forth, I'm not sure. Poch talks too much. Let's say Eddie Howe could be out by the new year after this result. Newcastle will almost always change Eddie Howe. He's just a starting point for them, in my opinion. They will go for a top class manager, and don't be shocked to see Mourinho there. We could not have done this result because Nottingham Forest winning will be 5 points behind. Let's see what else we have here. Keep how long is Enzo out? No clarity there. No specific date mentioned there. Chimera, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. This says, let me see, Enzo Fernandez. A few days, yeah. So there's no definite date, but it just says a few days. We can play a 3-4-3 and use wing backs. Yeah, I agree with you. In this game, have wing backs that will pin back their fullbacks and support in attack. That way, Poch can still have his Eiffel Tower defense back. Oh my goodness, I like that one. Just listen to Poch press conference. We will go to that in a bit. Once we're done here, we'll go back to his press conference. But it doesn't look like Enzo will play. I'm going to go with this. I think Jackson still start this game. That's how I see it. I'm going to say Nkunku here. Unfortunately, Jackson will start this game. Yeah. I'm going to go Mydryk here. This clearly, since Palmer is suspended, I think Mudryk starts. Yeah. Then Mudryk starts here. Mudryk start. There's nothing else I see there. Let's say you, Bobby, the 3 in behind the striker. What you got?
Honestly, I backed Jackson, but he was so dreadful with his touch against Wolves. He cannot be
Your
rewarded for that.
confidence was evident on that day.
Well, whatever's the case, I think it's more than that. I think a lot of it is just due to, you're a footballer, and you have to be able to roll with the punches sometimes. Okay, he's young, perhaps he can't, but you can't reward him for that. I would go Madueke, Nkunku, and Modric. It's not the best. It's not, the most rehearsed, but it's all we have. You put Nkunku and Jackson there, it would make sense. Nkunku, Jackson, and Brozier even would make sense. But both Brozier and Jackson are so out of form that they're going to have to come on off the bench, in my
Yeah.
humble opinion.
Jackson needs a break. Clearly, what I saw that day, it was so low on confidence, and the talent sign is how long it took him to decide on what to do with the ball, even when he was facing the goalkeeper. Ty, let's hear you. I think that's what we're going to see tomorrow, and we don't actually have the luxury to do anything differently in so many ways. Go ahead, Ty, if you're there.
So the So the point is that Jackson will be rested. Is that what you guys are saying?
I don't think he rests him in this game. Who else comes on? Maybe he will start. Maybe the manager would prefer to start Broya over him. Maybe, but they were equal. Both were awful on that day. Um, Jackson's, here's why there's a chance Broya actually starts over Jackson. That's because Jackson is low on confidence. And that was evident on that day, in my opinion. And Levi Cowell, that's also a chance the manager would decide not to play him because he did something in that game, during that game, where I think he made I don't know if he was the one that made a mistake, but he didn't make an effort to help us recover the ball and actually turned away. And for momentarily at that particular point in time during that game, the whole team looked as if, what are we doing here? Or maybe this is a loss. But Ty, go ahead with what you were saying. So I'm not too sure until the manager proves he's capable of dropping players that aren't performing, then you can be certain that when players don't perform, then he drops them. But that has not been the case. But let's say you time. You were saying something.
I don't know. Like we don't really have much options to put up top. And based on what I heard Poch say in his press conference not long ago, he sees Nkunku as a 9 or 10. So unless he's gonna somehow play him as a 9, seeing as I think Nkunku was playing as the 9 when he came on. I don't know. Maybe he plays him up top, but I just can't see him resting Jackson in this match, especially
No,
not
he won't.
when.
But here's something that's tied, just quickly, if you don't mind, please. If you remove Nkunku here, we're done in terms of chance creation.
Yeah,
You know that. We don't have Enzo that creates from a deeper position. We don't have what's his name that also create. We don't have Cole Palmer that also creates whenever he plays on the pitch. If you, as long as you make a good run, he'd see you. So if Nkunku plays as 9, even in a fluid average, I think it's a problem. So we have to manage what we have. I get it. On
yes.
occasions where he's played in the 10 role for us, he's looked lost, in my opinion. But go ahead with what you were saying.
It's sad, man. It's really sad. Uh, I honestly, I think yeah, we don't have much option. Nkunku has to play as the 10 because we need creativity. We need somewhere that can at least pass the ball. Mudryk is trying to get into his own, but he's still not there. If he will get there, he's not there yet. Mydryk, he looks very raw. He's very young. He looks very raw. So I think he's gonna have to be Nkunku in the middle and Jackson up top. I don't know. Broha could probably start. Maybe Pochettino decides to give
He
him a
could,
run
we
of
don't know.
games.
Decides about time Jackson takes the bench. Go ahead.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm gonna just stick to one answer. I'm gonna say Broha. I'm gonna say Broha. I think he played him against Wolves for a reason. He wanted to play Jackson. He played Broha as well. So probably it's a way to try to get him more minutes. Try to let him adjust to playing again consistently. I'm gonna say Jackson, not Jackson Broha.
You think Bro is going to start? I'm going to use a poll to decide that one. I think Jackson will still start. That's because we don't have too much. And I don't see, listen, that's my opinion anyway. I don't see Pochettino playing in Nkunku in a 9 where already we've lost Palmer. We don't even have Enzo Fernandez to help us create chances from a deeper position. I think the best we can do is just, Nkunku can also, it can be a fluid approach when Nkunku can also maybe play mainly as a second. Apply, you can say the application of the 10 role will be more of that of a second striker. But if we're playing Nkunku, yeah, up there when we don't have anybody to fulfill the 10 role for us effectively, Palmer isn't playing, Enzo isn't playing, this team will just be passing the ball around for 90 minutes and we won't see too many chances. That's just my opinion. Bobby, before I come to you, just give me a few seconds. Hi there, I am from Malaysia and I am a Chelsea fan. Ahmad Fauzi, nice to see you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and we welcome you to the channel. This is for you, Ahmad. Welcome. Feel at home. Express yourself. All we ask of you is just to keep it simple. Newcastle is really falling off this radar. Yeah, we broke them. At least that's something to be happy about. This is why I'm so angry. Newcastle keep dropping points and we cannot capitalize on it because we keep losing. Yeah, unfortunately. Ahmad, welcome, bro. Yeah, assalamu alaikum, brother. He says there. Santiago Mono is a very okay. People having a good conversation there. Why can't coach play Washington instead of Jackson, making the same decision, expecting different results? That's what I'm saying. At this point, you can argue we've seen Jackson enough to know that he has not been doing well enough. So why not give Washington a chance? It's as simple as that. So I agree with you, Steve. Oh, nice to see you one day. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for that update there. Alaikum salam, my brother. Nice to see you, Ahmad. Be nice to subscribe. Tell more people about such a perspective. Eddie Howe is excellent coach, making a great result in this overrated Newcastle team. You can say he's done well, but I can assure you that actually how they will change it. Yep, and I will not be shocked if Mourinho becomes Newcastle's next manager. Nkunku has to play striker. You're not paying attention to what I explained, but that's just my judgment anyway. Anyhow, yep, Mourinho in. I think that will happen. Chimera, just people saying hello to that. Poch is making excuses. He complains about height, fields, tall defenders, yet we concede goals to show you that defending is set piece. Otherwise, has more to do with concentration and strategy, possibly. Excuse me, what is the reason Lavia is not in the start? Because we don't think the manager starts him. As long as Caicedo is ready, we don't think the manager starts him. And we've seen a pattern to that. This is not our preferred lineup. We think the manager will not start him. And that's because he hasn't played a single minute. It's going to be the same thing he did with Nkunku. We'll probably see him for a few minutes. But let's see what happens. But if I were the manager, I'd throw him in there. That's just me. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Anyhow, it's mid manager. He cannot take Newcastle next level. That's how I see it too. Let them take Poch if you don't want him. He cannot take Newcastle to the next level because players they have. Maybe, yeah, that's another way to see it. Maybe if they get let's say, maybe if they get another Ty, is that you? Are you having? Okay, so that's most likely Ty. So let's see. I believe this is Ty. Maybe if they get another what was that? Maybe if they have better players, maybe he do better too. Terry, nice to see you. Too many players should not be a CFC on seriousness is humiliating the club. Wow. Some comment, coach, let us have the poll. Yeah, in a bit I'll do that. I will not forget. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Saying play either Mudryk or Matson as 10. Those two, maybe Matson. If you say Matson, I'd say yes. Mudryk, I don't think would do well in a 10, in my opinion. He needs space to be effective, in my opinion, from what I know. But let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Didn't we see sell Washington? No, David Washington is still at Chelsea. Sell him to who? Matson left wing back, Mudryk 10, goes to right wing, and Nkunku striker. I won't bet my house on any possibility with Poch. Everything is possible. He's predictably unpredictable, as Roger would say. Are we surprised that the players don't understand what they need to do? Why play Colwell, who was a great left centre back for Brighton, out of position where his form suffers and the fans get back? I don't get on him. Every time people bring up that argument, I remind them that he's not a left back. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, coach. But if that is Poch's preferred lineup, why is Sassi not in the right back position? That's because we think that he's going to rest Thiago Silva, if that makes sense. Yeah. For my preferred lineup, it will be the Sassi by the Chile right back. I will even play Martin left back. That's just me. Go check out Ty's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Let's help him get to 2,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And he had some he has a lot of delicious content there that you can consume, and I'm quite sure you will enjoy it. Then we saw versatility would surely come handy right now. But yeah, he's not with us anymore. Matson, yep. Let's see how people cannot see the thing repeat week after week in last 2 years with every coach. We all know who's the biggest problem. If that's what you believe that's the case, that's up to you. Bobby, who starts in the number 9 position? Who do you think Pochettino will select for the number 9 position? You there, Bobby? It looks like it will take a while. Let me see that poll again that JC suggested I should do. Let's see.
Sorry, Coach. My mute freezes sometimes. I don't know. It's just something that just continuously happening, and I don't know what the
Okay.
fix is. Okay, number 9. I'm going to say something which I think a lot of people would dispute, but I just have this feeling about this one. I think this is a Berger game. I think his physicality and his movement will cause them problems.
So you
Yes, he
think
has
Brian's going to start?
I don't know. Is a simple thought. He's an option. I think Pochettino might start him, and I think Pochettino should start him. I think he'll cause them a lot of problems.
So let me, Jesse, I'm going to do that poll to find out whether Brewer starts, who starts first, and we'll come back to doing the poll of where to find out where people stand, whether they are Poch in or Poch out. So let's see who plays in the number 9 position. Ty, let's hear you. Who plays in the number 9 position, Ty? You there, Ty? I think you've spoken about that.
Can you hear me?
Actually, you think you said Jackson, right? And here's I know the poll. If I ask this question, people will most likely pick Broya over Jackson, but I think Jackson will start. Not because I'd rather him start. I'd rather none of the two start. I'd rather we give what's his name, David Washington a chance. That's how I feel right now. JC saying, actually, I think after Gallagher, Silva has most amount of minutes played. Yeah. Poch starting Gusto is too sweet for us. It's going to be a 4 center backs. Would love 2 full backs to play, but you think we'll still see 4 center backs. I don't think Silva plays tomorrow. If he plays, we're asking for it. Sure, coach, that's irrelevant. Yeah, we'll find out. The poll is not important. Okay, if you don't want it, let's see. That poll is not important. I think I agree. I think Jackson starts, but people will most likely pick Broya over Jackson. Jackson has the best chemistry with Nkunku. That's you can say that could have been a one-off thing during the preseason. We will lose again if Jackson plays. I'm getting Lukaku PTSD with this guy. I think he's better on the ball than Lukaku, and his biggest issue right now is that he's lost confidence on the pitch. Poch has to get inventive. I cannot back him if he's insane enough to repeat the same mistake in hoping for a different result. You could say that's the case, but you never know. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. I trust Jackson is Nkunku's brother. Let's see what else we have here. 75% wants Broya, and that's 8 votes. Only 25% likes wants Nicholas Jackson to start. But I think the manager will start now. We'll start Nicholas Jackson, in my opinion. But let's see. Why not give David Washington a chance? I can't say that enough. Broya have started, I think, 2 games now, or maybe 3, and in total he's not recovered fully. It would take time. I know there's a good playing him, but it would take time. So why not give David Washington a chance since we paid the 20 million euros for him? It just doesn't make sense. But that's, by the way, let's see. No more Jackson. This brother there. Thanks. 80 likes, meaning just 20 more to get it to 100 likes. Let's make that happen. For me, I think let's go. How many votes? 10 votes, and people think it's going to be Broya. So let's go with Broya, but I still think Jackson starts tomorrow. But we'll find out. Right now, doing the predicted lineup exercise is just more like playing around. That's because there's no definite pattern to the manager's selection process. So we probably get it wrong in most cases. And as we get to learn more, as we have more people back, we get to learn more about him. He went on loan. Who did? No, he didn't. Nkunku, Mydryk, and Mudryk can be so deadly. Okay, and at Jackson and Chelsea are cooking with some nice attacking fullbacks. Let's see what happens. Washington, yep, David Washington is not alone. He's still with us. So I'm gonna go. Let's go start looking at what the manager has to say during his presser. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Yeah, Washington is not out on loan. Yeah, we didn't hear that at any time. So let's look at what the manager has to say during his presser. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Right, the first item here is saying Mauricio Pochettino on being level on points with Wolves and Bournemouth, and how far away you are from the targets you've set. So far away. Oh yeah, shocking, right? To be honest, let me see what else again. So far away, to be honest, our target was to be on top. We are Chelsea with our history and everything. It demands us to be near the top, but at the moment we need to be realistic. We need to compete better if we want to win more games. Yeah, we don't need scientists to come tell us that. People, come on, let's make this happen today. We can. I appreciate 80 likes, and that I'm going to do this. Yeah, I appreciate 80 likes, but we need just 20 more likes to get into 100 people. We can make that happen, and we still have time because we're going through the manager's comments from the manager's presser. Let's see. Washington isn't alone. Let's try something else. It will not be back to play David. Nothing to lose at the stage. Yep, that's how I see it too. Nathaniel Obosie. Let him give David Washington a chance, in my opinion. Jackson has 7 goals more than Gabriel Jesus, but it doesn't matter. He should have 21, actually, in my opinion. So we've addressed that. Let's go back again and address subsequent comments from the manager's press. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Mauricio Pochettino, I don't like it when they stretch like this because I have to be clicking, going back and forward. Yes, I think that is really frustrating. The disappointment is there. We are working really hard. I promise we all work so hard. The medical staff and the performance staff are working really hard to try and anticipate and avoid these types of problems. But sometimes it's a sacrifice. Sometimes it's bad luck. Okay, I'm not sure what to make of that particular comment from the manager. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 80 likes, 20 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen by the time we're done going through the manager's the comments from the manager's presser. Jackson has 7 goals from. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me, in my opinion. When Enzo, Nkunku, Mydryk, and Palmer, all those players return, you think will be better off. Mauricio Pochettino said Jackson's 56. Chelsea's 56 booking in 18 league games did not show a lack of discipline, but rather his players' desire to compete. Yeah, boo to that one. When I read that, I was shocked. We know Poch will start Jackson, yeah, but for our sanity, put Tiger Woods on 2-pack as the striker on the lineup. Oh my goodness, anyone but Jackson. I think that's how people feel right now. We have 12 votes, and yeah, and 67% wants Broya, and 33% wants Jackson. Coach, when will they start playing with their feet and not mouths? I think, yeah, I think that I like that one. They play with their mouths and not their feet. That's unfortunate, really. I think we've looked at this fully, haven't we? Okay, yeah, bad luck. Let's look at the next comment from the manager's presser. We go down further. Anything else there? Is that it? Okay. Mauricio Pochettino admits the Chelsea job is proven more difficult than he thought and that he has fallen short of his expectations. He said, we knew it was going to be tough this year, but never this tough because of all the circumstances you're describing, injuries, a young squad, and all that. Because all the circumstances, it makes the situation worse. You should know. Mauricio Pochettino says Enzo Fernandez and Leslie Ugochukwu will miss the Crystal Palace meeting. Ugochukwu re-injured his hamstring. Only Moses Caicedo may return. So Caicedo probably will most likely be available for selection But if I were the manager, I'd start Caicedo and Romeo Lavia in a deeper role. Lavia playing the hybrid of 8 and 6. He's capable of fulfilling that role. And then play playing Nkunku, maybe Nkunku as a 9. No, still, I prefer us having Nkunku playing in the 10 role because we like creativity, in my opinion. This one here says Mauricio Pochettino says Enzo and Leslie. We've read that. And this card, the injury, I think that's it from the manager's presser. If you have anything else you have to say, go ahead with it, and we will try to answer your question if we can. And I want to thank those of you that have joined the show on Instagram. A lot of people join, but they come and leave immediately, most of them. That's because we don't have too many people watching at the same time. But we keep growing on Instagram and on TikTok. We made it to 10,000 followers on TikTok. And Instagram, just of late, it has picked up. We're 2,000 something plus followers on TikTok, on Instagram right now. It's blowing up on its own. Maybe it's time for Mydryk to shine. I think that's a good player in him. And if you've judged him, if you were quick to judge Mydryk, you've not been objective. That's because injuries hasn't helped. Injuries haven't helped the situation, in my opinion. Let's see, Cole Palmer suspended. Mata plus Hazard, no. Maybe Juan Mata and a little more, maybe. Can win the ball more in the final third than Mata did during his stint at Chelsea. He will for sure have game time. Yeah, definitely, and I think he will deliver. Where is the creativity coming from with Enzo and Palmer out? That's what I'm telling you. That's why when you talked about playing Nkunku up top here, the lack of creativity situation will get worse. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, we don't have. Yes, if anything, as good as I think Mydryk is, I don't know him to create more. I don't know him to be more of running at opposition defenders, dribbling them, and trying to make something happen. But Cole Palmer can create more, can drift into the central area, create from there, create on the flanks. But Mydryk doesn't. I don't know. He's not shown that. For me, maybe I don't know yet. He's not capable of playing, coming in centrally and still create chance from the central area. His thing is to hog the lines and take on defenders. Try to, make something happen with his dribbling skills and all that. So that's why I'm saying it wouldn't make sense to play Nkunku as a 9. And we'd be wasting his talent there, in my opinion. So let's see what else we have here. Mydryk will shine. I hope he does, because that will go along with Farad. Nice one. Let's see what else we have here. Nathaniel was saying too many excuses from Poch. I am not satisfied with his coaching abilities. If not for our reputation with coaches, I would have given him until the end of the season. I think he says at the end of the season he would take some awful lengthy performances for the club to say, you know what, we're pulling the plug. I really like Mydryk. He's shown talent in our last year teams. He's a good player. But he needs to show Poch he wants his place. And Poch also needs to give him consistent game time. Yeah, that too does come into place. I am not sure which team will be parking the bus tomorrow, whether us. Houston, I'm going to say this actually. I actually wouldn't mind us parking the bus and hitting the position on the break. But that's because we have players capable of doing that effectively. Martin has a strong case for playing in the 10 role. I think maybe, but let's see what happens. We saw him preseason, but let's see what happens. And the God of nice to see you, God of Frogs. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Surrounding Mydryk with ballers in Gusto or Rhys James rather than a centre back. Okay, let's see what happens. 81 likes, people. Wow, 19 more to get it to 100. I don't think we can make it to that. But let's see if you have any questions, drop it in the chat. I'm going to change the poll. I want to ask a question where people stand. So let's go for it. What are you for, Poch in, Poch out? But Bobby, let's hear you. I don't know if you listened to my argument with regards to Nkunku playing in the 10 role, and that's because we don't have we're lacking creativity given that Palmer is suspended. Enzo Fernandez, who can create from a deeper position, or sometimes when he gets closer to the final third, if you make a good run, he will see you. Both players will not be playing tomorrow. And I don't think Connie Chukwuemeka is ready to play too. So my argument is that it wouldn't make sense to play Nkunku in the ninth position, which means he won't get a chance to create actually because he can't, or to lead. I would want him to if I were the manager. But let's hear you, Bobby. What do you make of that argument?
Well, that's why I said Broja should be the striker, because it will give the opportunity for Nkunku to create. And you're just reiterating the point I made in the beginning, that our injuries have been the reason for the undermining of this project. We're forcing players into areas that they're not particularly their strength, but we're playing more to necessity than strength. People are talking of Lavia starting, you know, because we have no midfield. Even Caicedo, who knows how fit or unfit he is. So the injuries have definitely had their part to play in all this. And yeah, I'm with you. That's why I want Brozier up there, because with someone like uh, um, Nkunku helping to feed him, he'll probably have more joy than Jackson did when he was being fed. That's it.
Yeah, Ty, I don't know. Do you want to add to that, or have you done that already?
Add to what? I'm kind of lost.
Is an Nkunku. I don't know if you've spoken about that. Nkunku would be better off Nkunku playing in the 10 role than playing as a 9. That's because
Oh
we're
yeah,
already
yeah, yeah.
lacking
I was
Cole
saying that. So
Palmer's
you,
creativity, and was the vision of Enzo Fernandez and from a deeper position. But let's hear your time.
yeah, I would have agreed because as the point you made, if we put in Kunku as the 9, or we don't play him in that position, we take away the creativity, and I think, well, he's the only player that I can trust to be creative for us in a team that lacks some level of creativity. Hopefully Gallagher can support the team. I know he has some creativity and he has created opportunities in previous games, but I'm not going to count my eggs before they hatch. So I'm just going to just say that Nkunku should play right there, and hopefully the the new completely new attack can. It looks kind of like a triangle, to be honest. The way I'm looking at it, it looks like a triangle. I hope it can work.
We might see Martson on the left, because he's been quite good further up the field, and he might prefer him or trust him more to start than Mudryk. Um, that's an interesting point. So it could be a time we see Martson starting yet again, making it all very new in the striking position.
Can you say that again? Sorry, Bobby.
I said in the front three that he might choose Martson on the left of the front three instead of Mydryk. Martson does well up there. In
Yeah,
recent
he's
times,
yeah.
we haven't seen that much of him, but he does do well up there, and he does have an eye for goal. So I don't think that would be a bad shout. So having him, Nkunku, and Brozier, in my opinion, that could be interesting.
It could be, indeed, it could be. Can probably likes on the stream, people. Nkunku plays well as an 8. Yeah, a 10 on the flanks, both sides. He's a versatile player. But yeah, let's see what has Broya done for us more than Jackson. I don't know. We used the poll, and more people wanted him to start over Jackson. But I'd say Jackson starts tomorrow. Certainly. BRC, nice to see you. Our brother from Switzerland. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you joined us from Switzerland. Maybe Poch will play 4-4-2 with Broya. I think actually the application of the game during the game against the last game we lost was actually 4-4-2 in application. Come on, click the likes, and it doesn't take too long. How many likes? 19 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. Yep, 18 more likes. Let's see if we can get there. We'll be rounding off in a bit. I get it. I'm not taking my boys are still on the holidays, but we're not going to slip here. Let's see what else we have here. What else? Somebody saying something there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Mudryk left wing and Nkunku 9 or 10. Mydryk right wing. Gallagher, Casado, Matson left back. Howell, Silva, this is C. You think Silva starts? Gusto, is that your predicted lineup or you can say predicted lineup or preferred lineup? It sounds like preferred lineup. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the screen. Top of the morning, coach, and the Vic is in the house. Nice to see you, Mr. Vic. I appreciate you finding time to join. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for all your support. I cannot thank you enough. Nani needs a one-on-one coaching to build him up. He has insane potential, but the end product isn't there. You're talking about at the time actually that he's even more polished. Let's try and keep the topics online just quickly. But Eugene, I'm going to humor you this time, but let's keep the topics online, please. I like Eddie Howe and what he did with this mid Newcastle team. It's obviously that mid teams cannot perform always on the max level. We have better squad than Newcastle, only Tonali and Gumieres worth. And Gumieres hasn't he's still suspended, hasn't he? He did an Ivan Tonali, didn't he? I wouldn't be quicker to rush Lavia or Carney back into the team. Yeah, that's how fragile we're being. God for us. Nice to see you. Matson over Mydryk in Poch's head, in my opinion. We'll find out tomorrow. Nkunku will not start and get Nkunku in the second half when it's over. When it's 0-0. I think he starts tomorrow. If he doesn't, then he's really asking the owners to fire him, in my opinion. Eddie, is that Eddie Lafablu? Is that him? Oh, look here, not the Eddie in question. Injuries cannot be excuses. We'll always give every club is going through that, but still manage to put in good performances. Wow, some argument. Dumbo saying Pochettino, he has problems too much like Jackson, but whatever the rest you say there. Poch hasn't really taken risks when managing Chelsea. Starting in Nkunku is a dream, but Jackson is fit, so most likely Jackson starts tomorrow, and we know that. When Connie coming back, let's look at that again. Connie should by now be ready. It says a few days. He may well be ready to play. I don't know. 2 days ago, the status was saying, did say something to the effect of, I think, doubtful. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. 84 likes, people. I appreciate you all. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. If you have any questions, drop it now. Otherwise, we'll be rounding off in a few minutes. 60% wants Poch out. Okay, 40% wants Poch in, and that's 20 votes. Wow. Okay, let's I don't know, Bobby. Let's hear you. Let's round off with that one. What sort of game do you expect to see tomorrow, Bobby? If you're there.
Sorry, Coach. What's the question?
What sort of game do you expect to see tomorrow?
Well, Crystal Palace, I don't know why people are undermining them. They're a very good team. And if you saw how they came back to draw 2-2 at Man City against Man City, it shows you the strength of their team, especially from the wings. They have good defenders. Their midfield is quite physical. Their attacking prowess is fast. I think they're better than we are trying to say they are. What sort of game do we see? Well, at the moment, we're only playing one way, aren't we? Expansive and open. We're not doing different things like hitting players on the break, mainly because our team is not rehearsed enough yet. You know, we've got so many changes going on because of injuries and so many players having to play different parts because of injuries that the team is not cohesive. How can we expect coercion? Our captain and main right back is nowhere to be seen. Our left back and vice captain is nowhere to be seen. And even when they were around, they weren't really that fit, or one of them that found fitness in Chilwell for a little while. He was out of form. So there's been all these conundrums and problems that have faced this team, and this is why we're struggling. Anybody saying, "Oh, it's Pochettino, oh, it's this player, oh, it's that," you have to take that into the equation. That is a very big part of our struggles this season. What am I expecting to see? I don't know. If we're expansive, we can be dangerous. Will they score? It depends on how our defenders are. If we play the
Hmm.
right defense, I think we can keep them out. There's every chance we can win this game. There's every chance we can lose this game. This is what we are right now. So much uncertainty. But excitement is something we'll always give. Chances from evidence is something we will always create. It's not that we
Hmm.
don't create chances in games, is that we're not finishing them. And as I've said earlier, there's going to be a day we will finish them. And, any team at the end of that is in for a bit of a hiding. In fact, if they're not careful, a lot of a hiding. Because, I mean, look at even the last game against Wolves. We should have scored at least 3 goals, if not 4. Had we done the right things, one on keeper, taking the right touch to score goals, I'm referring to Jackson and Sterling. So, yeah, that's what it is. Unpredictable, uncertain, but with potential for a win.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Ty. I don't know if you want to add to that. Let's see when Connie coming. I don't know, guys. Who says Poch out? I have no food. Listen, just let people are entitled to their opinion. I'm disappointed in the Poch out crew. You shouldn't be. You want to create a project and change coach every 5 months. That doesn't help in so many ways. Poch has had enough time to show something, but what we've seen is bad. You can say what you've seen, because my opinion differs. And I'm not in any way, by any stretch of imagination, saying that he's been perfect. No, he's made mistakes. He's not been perfect. Who do you think will sign up for us if we sack all managers after 2 weeks? Guardiola, Arteta, Spalletti, none of them. Gallagher likes scoring against Palace. Hope he does that tomorrow. Yep, he scored a very good coil at the last time we played them. I think he starts. Yep. The only suspended person, we'll have 2 players suspended in Raheem Sterling and Cole Palmer. Everything changed at the club in 1 year, so Poch also needs time. I think I agree. There was so many arguing for him that he improves youth. Sorry, where did that argument go? I still think he can do that. And that's because if you ask me, I'd give you excuses why. I'll give you reasons why I think where we are today. And when we will be a top 5 team who cannot start talking about the better manager. Anything else here? Anything else here? Carney has been in and out without kicking the ball. Yeah, that's another concern too. No, I just want Poch to leave if he was hired for solely that argument. Yeah. Ty, anything else you want to say before we call it a day? Ty, let's say we need
Right.
just 14 likes to get it to 100 likes. I don't think it happens. Maybe as more people get to watch the show and drop a like on the stream, maybe that will get us over 100 likes. Ty, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Um, what we made, and in all honesty, I have to agree. There's a very strong chance. Well, not strong chance. There is a chance that we lose this game, and there's a chance that we win this game. I'm honestly seeing a game where we'll be lackluster. We will struggle to take chances, and then eventually we may get a goal. But I'm seeing a draw. I am really seeing a 1-1 draw.
Hmm. And this, yeah, the sites we
I'm
looked
not.
at suggest the same. But go
I'm
ahead.
not. I'm really. Yeah, I'm not. I'm really not confident about this match. I'd be surprised if there's anything more than a draw at least. Honestly, it's unfortunate, but there has been a lot of that has changed and altered the way that the season could have gone or
Mhm.
could be going, and that's just it. But we can hold on to the past and we can't say and speak about hypotheticals. We're in the situation that we're in for a reason, and that's just the case. So we have to accept our current state and not what our potential state could have been.
Right. Thank you so much, Ty. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you. I've added the information of the two of you in the description section. I'm going to say thank you to all of you for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Those that follow the show on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, and on Facebook, and here on YouTube, I'm going to say thank you to all of you. Sincerely do appreciate you all. It's been an excellent discussion with those in the chat and those on the panel. With that, I want to say thank you, Eugene. Thank you, JC. I appreciate you. And Litness is Greatness. Rodrigo, nice to see you. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. Thank you, Chimera. Thank you, BRZ. Who else did I miss? Anybody's name? And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.